Yeah, welcome to We're Just a Message podcast. Of course, I'm Mike. I got my dog Marcus with me. And of course, I couldn't do this shit without my dog Drew Money on the boards.
How y'all feeling?
Feeling good. We got a great episode there. We got a special friend of the show here today. Go ahead, introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, y'all. I'm Erris. I will not give y'all my Twitter name, but I'm not telling y'all that. Just Erris. That's it today.
Yeah.
Happy to be back. It's been like 4 years, right?
Yes. If you're a frequent listener to the show, she has been on the show before. That was a good episode, man. I can't believe you say you didn't listen to that episode back, man.
I never listened to the episode until a couple days ago, and I only got 30 minutes in because I was embarrassed. I couldn't do it. A lot has changed.
A lot has changed. That was what, 20? Yeah, so that was 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, we in 2023 now, so
Jeez.
lot. Hey, these years don't be slowing down for nobody, man.
They sure don't.
How was everybody's break, man? The first episode of the new year, so you know, about to start out 2023 on a good foot, man. How was everybody's break?
My break was good, man. Spent a lot of time going back and forth between here and Charlotte, but it was a good break. Had a good vibe. Brought in the New Year's, with my girlfriend, and just. Had a good vibe
That's
with
what's
people.
up, man.
So it's been chilling, doing nothing really. Well, I mean, not chilling, doing nothing, but just.
So y'all actually stay up for the new year?
Yeah, and we old, so we stay up for the New Year's, and then we go back, and then we go to sleep.
Like what we're trying to chop at 12. Keep
No. We drunk, and then we was like, hey, we going to bed. I was like, we're going to sleep.
Oh, okay.
That's so cute.
We're going to bed. Like we.
Oh,
No,
not chopping.
We drunk, we wet. We going to bed. Like just go to sleep.
I feel you on that.
True that.
So yeah, I just been chilling.
So like I'm on vacation for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to Disney World for Christmas, which was an absolute fail.
Wow.
That was a rookie mistake. It's too busy, long lines. You got to wait in the line for like 3 hours to be on the ride for 5 minutes.
God damn.
What? So, and it was mad busy, but that was our first time going to Disney World, and somebody told me going to Disney World on Christmas was a rookie mistake.
I thought it would have been open more than anything.
No. Everybody named Mama was there, and for some reason, Orlando was cold as fuck. Like cold.
Wow.
So we was going through it. And then New Year's Eve went to Blue Note because I like a little lounge, something cute. And I actually stayed up past midnight because the year before a bitch was asleep. So, now I was actually awake. But it was nice. I'm enjoying my vacation. The new year. I don't do resolutions no more. We just going on vibes, man. Because the last couple of years been a doozy.
I feel you.
I'm just chilling.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
That's my holiday so far.
I just be feeling like just carrying the momentum from the previous year, just continue to work whatever you working towards.
Facts.
Shit like that. That Disney World shit crazy because when we took my sisters, that was like what, 07, we went around November, mid-November, and that was perfect timing.
That's probably where it dead, right? Like, did y'all go, was that like during the week or on the weekend?
So it was like a mixture of the week and the weekend. So we went there like Thursday, left Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, like that's better because the kids in school most times, or that's not not like a hype time to go.
We didn't have to wait too long on rides and shit like that. That Christmas shit is shocking though. That shit is shocking. They was deep
on Christmas. They was deep. Okay, like it was busy. And I went with my mom, and my brother. First of all, I love my mama, but I can't do that again. She was stressing me out. I'm over here every time there's a stop to get alcohol. I'm like, no, let me get a drink because they were stressing me out. It was a journey.
That shit wild, bro. 3 hours of waiting line
3
for a
hours
ride
and the ride was 5 minutes,
bro.
And the ride was 5 minutes, and it wasn't even that fun. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Universal Studios, in my opinion, was more fun. Like I went to Universal Studios in California. That was more fun than going to Disney World. Yeah.
Man, I've been to Disney World when I was real young, like probably like I think it was either 6 or 7. I don't remember exactly too much. It was cool. Matter of fact, now that you say that, I remember much more of going to Universal Studios. I went there as well. Yeah. I remember that way more than going to Disney World.
Because you had more fun, probably.
Disney World low key overrated, then.
Yeah, and then my first time going was at 32. So I never went as a kid.
Oh yeah, so I went when I was 5, and then I went again when I was like 16 with my sisters.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Did you feel like it's overrated?
No.
So maybe I was doing something
wrong. I had a good time. I think especially when I was 5, because I remember that trip vividly.
Dang.
And then at 16, I was like older, so I had more fun at like Epcot.
Okay.
Because that's more for like
Epcot was nice.
like for the older kids and like adults and shit.
Yeah.
Everything else pretty much
For the kids.
Yeah. Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, I remember that stuff briefly.
But Universal Studios more lit.
Yeah,
I haven't been to Universal though. That's
Universal
You gotta go.
live.
It's way better.
Yeah,
I gotta go. I gotta check
It's
that
even
shit
fun
out.
as an adult.
Oh, yeah, that's what's
I would
up.
go,
When I went there, they had a club in there too.
Oh snap!
A club?
Yeah, well, I went 2 times. I went when I was younger, and then I also went on my senior trip. We went to Universal Studios.
Y'all had money.
No, you had to pay. You had to pay for that shit.
Oh,
People
okay.
you had to pay. They didn't just take you on that shit.
Oh,
Now
okay,
you had to
okay.
pay for that shit.
I heard them shits be expensive, bro. I
Yeah.
heard the Disney cruises be fucking expensive, bro.
I would
didn't even
never
know
go
they
to
had a Disney cruise.
They do, but I would never go because kids. Why would you want to go? Cruises are lit as an adult, like them little carnival cruises. Them shits is fun. Have y'all been on a? No, don't laugh. Y'all ain't never been on a carnival.
I've been on a
cruise?
cruise,
No,
but
I ain't never been
a
on a
kid, though.
carnival.
Nah,
I
them
haven't
things
been
fun as an adult.
That shit mid as hell.
Cruises
Yeah.
been, Drew?
It's
I'm
mid.
surprised he said. I'm surprised you said that.
Nah, I mean carnival just because you know what you're gonna get. You know the food you're gonna get. You're gonna get all that.
So
But-
you got set time you got to eat for them? I heard like with
Yeah,
carnival
You
you got
can
to
eat
set
all
time.
fucking
Yeah,
day though.
like,
They
there's
got
certain-
food
As
all
far as like
day.
the restaurant and shit.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
yeah.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's like given.
Yeah.
But you got like pizza. That's all 24 hours. You got like
Yeah.
burgers and fries. 24 hours. You got room service.
The drinks are lit.
Yeah, buy the liquor package. It's your best. bet.
When
Well,
I
you don't
did,
drink.
when I went. Who was that? That was a Norwegian cruise line.
Ooh, Norwegian. Okay,
Those
you
are
got
nice.
money.
Yeah, those are
That
Because
was when I
Carnival
was
is
a
cheap.
kid. I went with my mom.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't been as an adult. I'm not really a big water person either, so I already know
You
if
don't
I
even
go
feel
now.
like you in the water though. That's how big those ships
That's what
are.
they
You don't
said
even feel
though.
like you in the
That's
water.
what they told me when I was a kid, and that
Yeah.
first night I was fucked.
Really?
But then the rest of the trip I was good. My mom gave me like some motion pills. I was good. So I know if I go now, I'm gonna prep myself.
Yeah, just get some Dramamine. You'll be all right.
All right, yeah, cool.
But like the ports are nice, depending on where you go. We went to the Bahamas because I think that's the only place the one from Charleston goes to is the Bahamas. But it's real nice. Like you go to the ports for a day, you like enjoy the scenery, the beach.
Yeah, I
It's
do.
nice.
When we left, we went to Cayman, we went to Key West, and we went to Cozumel, Mexico. We went 7 days.
I'm not interested in Mexico. I want to go to Jamaica.
I do want to go to Jamaica. My sisters flew to Jamaica last year.
Ooh.
They flew down there. They had a great time.
Yeah.
I want to go though. But if I could fly, I would. The cruise shit, I mean, I ain't really got no beef with it,
It's
but
so nice.
I had to try it, man.
Go as a grown up.
I had to try
Yeah,
it.
go
I
as an
might try
adult.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not a cruise person.
I ain't
No.
gonna hold you. I
I'm
ain't a
not fucking
cruise
with it.
person.
I'm not
man.
really a cruise person.
Yeah, it just kind of depends on your vacation. If you want to like get a lot of sleep, take a cruise. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing to do at a point. You know what I mean? Like you turn the lights off and it gets black. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you want to get to your destination fast, fly.
I ain't
you know?
fly, yeah.
But you ain't in no rush. Cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. And then I'm gonna definitely go either springtime or after hurricane season.
Yeah, go in
Facts.
the
I'm not taking no
off-season.
chances, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Oh, just throw it to him. I'm not going to catch it. Thank you. It's going to be real embarrassing if I get it. But yeah. So what's on our agenda today?
What do we want to start off with today? So, honestly, I wanted to like pretty much. I know. So when y'all two first came in here, y'all just had a
Yeah.
moment where it was like y'all only
That's my
seen each
guy.
other-
Word, that's my
seen
dog
each
right
other
here,
in-
man.
It's so long.
I
so
know.
y'all went to school together. Y'all went to high school together.
No. Just tell him how we met.
I know her through our good friend named Tim. That's our
Yeah.
dog. Shout out
Oh,
to Tim.
okay.
Yeah.
So Tim used to work at Jimmy Jazz,
And-
and Erris used to work at Jimmy Jazz,
Yeah, yeah.
and
I think I might know Tim.
then
might.
I used to go there all the time because I used to just go there and just buy shit all the time, and so Erris was always used to seeing me there. She used to always see me talking to Tim, and then everybody just gradually start talking to each other. Then they start going to wing time.
Oh,
and
yes.
shit
Y'all going
like
wing
that.
time?
I went
Yeah,
there one time.
yeah, go to wing time
went
and
there
shit
one
like
time.
that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I remember wing time. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Andrew, you ain't fuck with the wing time,
used to
Drew?
be Jag. Wing time used to be Jag, right?
It do though. What you mean? It was ghetto, but it was
Yeah.
a ghetto good time.
Those were the wildest times of my life.
It's the best time.
Yeah, those times were jazz.
I got maced for the first time.
Oh,
Oh,
I never got maced.
Niggas was on a rampage at that point. People were sick of us in the city. But it is what it is. It was a good time for everybody else. You got to see a lot of Canadians never seen in my life. Bro. Like
The niggas love saying that Canadian
Yeah,
shit.
word,
Bro. That shit be hilarious.
Technically, Erris is a Canadian, so you got
I know. I can tell.
What the fuck?
Okay.
That mean?
Respectfully,
What do you mean?
you from Canada?
If you from Somerville,
If you're Somerville, Goose Creek area, you're Canadian.
above North Charleston.
he consider anything above North Charleston, Canada.
Yeah, that's
I'm
Drew,
from North
sir.
Charleston, though.
You said you what?
I'm from North Charleston just because I went to school. And
Yeah, you on the border. That's safe.
okay.
Y'all both went to Fort?
No,
I went to Fort.
I went to Hanahan.
Oh,
I
okay.
know. I went to Hanahan.
Yeah, I went to Stall.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah, I went to Stall.
Why you say it
Shout out
like
to
that?
Stall, man. Stall ain't as bad as people make it out to be, man.
I'm like, ooh.
I enjoyed all 4 years at Stall,
Did
bro.
you?
I don't care what nobody
I hated
said.
Hanahan.
Shout out my alma mater, man. Shout out to Stall,
No,
man.
fuck
Stall is lit.
Hanahan all day. I hated that.
Shout out to Fort, man. Fort produced.
Hanahan just sounded mid.
It was mid.
It
very
was
much
mid.
mid.
It was
That
mid.
shit
It was
sounded
very
mid.
much mid. It was very Caucasian and country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all the country people from Mount Pleasant used to go up
Exactly.
there.
You
Yeah.
go to that school.
You-
Exactly.
You,
It's
ride
a
past
bus
your high school, all you see is trucks backed up with cages on the back of them. Like,
Damn.
Dixie
Yeah.
stickers and.
Dang.
I'm cool on that, bro.
Yeah, no.
And it's just like, it's so crazy because this is like this little side pocket of North Charleston that just. It did, but Hanahan got some nice houses and big houses and shit, and then there's
They
the trailer
do.
park side,
Yeah.
the
It's
fucked up side.
Interesting mix.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I haven't seen your ass in a minute.
Yeah, man,
been
it's
a
been
while.
it's been a long time.
Yeah, I'm
man.
actually surprised you recognize me.
Yeah, man, because I was like, dog,
I'm bald headed no more. You knew me with the short
Get the
haircut.
short haircut and
Yeah.
going to Purple Tree.
Ooh, Purple Tree.
Yeah, those were
They closed Purple Tree down, innit it?
Hey, yeah, them boys been
What
closed
the
that
fuck?
shit.
What's it
When they
called? What you say? What's it called now?
it's called nothing. That shit is done.
Oh,
It's called
that's
nothing.
done. That shit's dead.
Damn.
Dead.
Hey,
No,
so-
Market Street's done.
Yeah.
Y'all
Market Street got all
y'all hung that shit up.
Oh,
Yeah.
you fucked it up?
Yeah, y'all
Because ain't
fucked that
nothing
shit
but
up.
white people down there.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, we were the last of the era. We was the last era to come
Man,
through that
sucks for the
shit.
kids these days. They don't know fun no more because we was living our best life.
Yeah, they don't know.
When the
Purple
last time
Tree,
y'all
Toucan?
actually like been out downtown, like just to see like the vibe and shit like that?
Like nighttime?
Yeah, nighttime.
Oh, it's been a minute.
Last time I've been out there, probably like maybe September of last year.
Really?
Yeah,
How was
dude.
that?
Shit was okay. We went to Ink and Ivy.
I heard that place.
Music Farm had like some shit going on, so we was out there. And then we had ended up going to Deco because one of our homeboys we knew out there, he was doing something. He had like a little section or whatever, so they invited us there. And it was cool. I mean, this is all kind of like the same shit.
Really?
Yeah, ain't nothing
For sure.
really. Yeah, it's kind of all the same shit. It's like you go to one club, it's kind of like you go to all of them. Like in a sense.
Is it like a lot more white people there? Or is it still like a good black crowd?
It's the same.
It's kind of the same.
Oh, okay.
But there was one time where I did go down there. I want to say it was that time in September, and it did look kind of loose. Like it did look kind of wide open. It did look kind of like more black people were down there, and like niggas was smoking weed outside on
okay.
King Street. So I'm like, okay, this shit like it's kind of like loose. It kind of look like how like
Yeah.
the big cities usually be with like in they downtown, because like. Any big city downtown usually be loose as hell. Like, niggas just out there doing whatever.
Yeah.
But downtown, that one particular night, I was like, oh, this shit might be something. But I don't think so because I haven't been down there to know. But I just know, like, there was definitely, like, a police presence out there, so they probably stopped all that shit.
Yeah.
They probably canned that shit. That shit probably was a one-night only thing.
To be honest, I'm not even interested in going out downtown anymore. Because it's like a lot of people I used to be cool with, like, moved.
Yeah.
I don't live here no more either. And it's like, I don't even know the spots no more.
Yeah, there's no social scene down here, really.
Yeah.
It's not really.
And then when you get older, like, we had a lot of fun in our 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we was outside.
Yeah.
Now I be tired.
Yeah.
I just want to go to bed at 8 o'clock.
It'd be so
8
crazy.
o'clock.
I be maybe because I wasn't a
8
going out
o'clock.
person, but I be seeing people like 27, 20, like a couple of my younger homies.
Yeah.
They be like 27, 28, talking about they tired. I'm like, nigga, you 28. nigga.
Word.
Yeah.
Like, how are you tired?
Yeah.
Like, why are you always
I
tired?
wasn't tired till I
nigga?
was 30.
I don't be tired, bro. But because I don't be going out. I felt like if I was to go out though, like I'd be straight.
Yeah, I would still be able to hang depending on what the night is looking like.
That's facts.
Like if it's one of those nights,
y'all feel like y'all body has changed a lot from like 23 and 30.
Absolutely.
What?
I am not the. Oh no, I feel so different.
Man, bro, I would pay not to have a hangover. I'm not gonna
Dead
get
ass. Them hangovers
Yes,
be
I would
taking me
pay not
out.
to have a hangover, bro.
Whole 24 hours after I drink, I'm done. Like the whole next day, I am out.
You through.
I'm out.
I'm done with
Before
that shit.
when I was younger, like we partied. Like partying was a part-time job.
Yeah,
That's
you did
how
it from
much we went
Thursday.
out.
You did it from Thursday to Sunday.
No, dead ass.
Yeah,
Like,
you
for
did it
real.
from Thursday to
Damn.
Sunday.
Yeah, for real. And then still was in college, taking classes, still had little part-time jobs, and was still going out like 3 times a week, like partying.
Yeah, hard.
Like I can't do that anymore. Nor is like, first of all, I don't know none of the new songs. The kids don't dance no more like we used to. We used to be sweating.
Yeah.
When we left the club, we was drenched.
Yeah.
Okay. These kids just be TikToking and be like dancing with their friends in the middle, but like nobody dances anymore.
And it's crazy.
No.
I don't even be on TikTok, but it
Me
seems
neither.
like TikTok is like the new Google. People be finding out so much shit on TikTok. That shit is crazy.
I don't be on
They be
TikTok.
getting dance
Yeah.
from TikTok. They
Yeah.
just find out all type of new information on TikTok, bro. That shit wild.
Yeah.
But that's also kind of dangerous because people could just put like whatever on that shit and
Oh, yeah,
then
people
you
be lying
follow
every
it
day.
and then next thing you know, like there's been like TikTok challenges that are like basically are like criminal activities. Like y'all ever heard about the shit with the Kias getting stolen? It was a TikTok challenge.
Oh wow.
The Kias were getting stolen because of the TikTok challenge, and actually some kids end up stealing the kid and they end up dying. I think they got like a car accident or some shit like that. So it's like, man, the internet's a powerful thing. Like it could be used for good because there's definitely, information to be found on there that that's true. But then there's also the bad side of it, which is, the influence it could have on people in negative ways. But
So y'all think like TikTok is like worse than Vine? Because I feel like Vine didn't have that much
I feel like
drama.
it's an upgrade version.
You think
yeah,
so?
it's the super version.
Yeah.
I think it's a super version of Vine.
I thought Vine was more for entertainment, right? And then TikTok, it's just like a mixture of things, like y'all said. However, there's a lot more controversy with TikTok than it was with Vine.
lot
Yeah,
more
there was a
controversy.
lot more, yeah.
Vine was just strictly fun. From my
Exactly.
understanding, it was
TikTok
strictly
seemed
fun.
to be like
and then
some
maybe because
dangerous
it was a 6 second clip.
Yeah.
Also, you gotta think Vine was only 6 seconds.
You only have but so much time.
Yeah, to
okay.
get it, but they got a
Dog.
lot of classic Vines, though. I ain't gonna hold you,
Yeah.
dog.
The
There
fun
was a
man.
lot of classic fucking Vines,
Yeah.
dog. So I think TikTok is just more of an upgraded version because it ain't got no time limit. You can just put whatever. People start whatever type of narratives, trends.
Yeah.
And then people be finding out shit on there. They're like, bro, y'all didn't know about that shit? Like, people be
Yeah.
People
shocked
don't
as-
be researching, man. People don't research.
You know what's the craziest thing? I seen a TikTok the other day, matter of fact. This shit is crazy. Somebody took the Heinz ketchup bottle, right? They took the cap off. So you know how it got like that little mound piece on the top of the cap?
Yeah,
so they say you're supposed to flip the shit over, poke a hole in it on top of the little plastic part.
Yeah.
Then you screw it back on, and that's how the ketchup comes out easier like that.
Yeah.
So you poke. I never knew to do that, but I'm like, I think y'all. I don't think that shit was made for that though. I think y'all just made that up. I think people be making a lot
I
of
never
shit
thought
up
that
on
was
TikTok.
so-
I never
bruh.
thought
I
that
never
much
thought-
word.
yeah,
I would have never
do
thought
that.
to do no shit like that.
Yeah.
But people literally just find shit to just, get started on TikTok. You find a lot of some songs come off of TikTok.
Yeah, some songs become like big hits because of TikTok.
Cause wasn't Munch a TikTok song?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know what that is.
You never heard that
You
song
never heard
before?
Munch by Ice Spice?
I heard about that young lady, but I don't. I don't really follow her.
What you
Like,
be listening to?
Man, I listen to like Masego, her, SZA.
I fuck with Masego. He nice.
Yeah, Masego's my guy. Like Sir. I listen
fuck
to more
with him
like
too. He nice.
moody Xavier Omar. I mess with more moody, like chill music, R&B. I'm not into rap anymore. I don't know none of these rap people. So
When you
I
start listening to rap?
God, it's been some years now. Like 2018 is when I stopped really listening. So like when I go out, I don't know none of these songs. Like Ice Spice, I only know of her because of how she looked.
Yeah.
And then somebody had me listen to one of her songs, and I was like, "This is trash, absolute trash. It's terrible." I was like, "What is this?" I feel like the only female rapper like popular I mess with is Cardi B, or I don't even like Meg Thee Stallion music, to be honest. I don't like her music. I just like her. But otherwise, like I'm not
But
into.
see. Remember we talked about that on the podcast before.
Yeah.
It's a lot of her fan base who just like her for her. They really don't fuck with her music.
Yeah, I'm not
like
a
that.
fan of her music
Because she's very popular, yet she doesn't garner the numbers that you would think a superstar gets. And she
Exactly.
don't. I think, and listen, like you said, a lot of them just like her.
Wow, that's,
Yeah,
that's
like
probably
her.
something there.
Yeah,
They
no,
they
yeah.
like her pictures that she upload on Instagram, her content, but her music, they don't really be listening to her music like that.
No, I'm not a fan of her music like that. The only I like Cardi B, but not even all her songs. And like City Girls kind of trash sometimes. Like I'm just not into rap like that. And then like Drake, I used to like look forward to Drake music. Now I'm like, not
Cool
interested. Yeah, like I don't be like searching for him like that. Who the new people? I don't know none of these people.
Marcus. I mean, there's a lot since 2018. Shit. Who
Like
has since
who's
2018?
popping right now? I know that like Glorilla.
So it'd be like Glorilla, Lil Baby,
ESTG,
Lil
ESCG,
It's a lot of babies.
the baby.
Mozzie,
I don't even like the baby.
Babyface Ray,
Yeah.
I don't know the fuck
I
that
Swear
is.
Vizo,
I know Babyface.
I'm just talking about Lil Durk, you know.
Lil
I know
Durk.
Lil
He's probably
Durk.
like
I know
he's
Lil
probably-
Durk.
Okay, yeah,
Most
because that's
popular.
of our age. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
we were still in the club.
I know Lil
Durk
Durk.
was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like
Shit,
the way.
Dirk is what 30 now?
Yeah, Dirk like
Yeah.
Damn.
That's crazy to think Dirk is 30 now.
Yeah, like-
G Herbo.
I never heard none of his music. I just know him off social media. That's it. I don't know any of his music.
Famous. I mean, because everybody else we naming who's another young person like
21.
oh
you talking about
like
like
our
super,
age,
super
though.
young.
Moneybag Yo.
You took Moneybag
Never
Yo.
heard of his music. I
But
only know
shit,
him on
he
social
our
media.
age too.
Yeah.
But he would be like since 2018 he would be a new artist.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, since 2018.
Young boy, of course, NBA
NBA.
Young boy.
Young boy. Never
NBA.
heard his music. I know who that is. I only know them through their drama. I don't know them by their music.
Yeah, that'd be the thing now. A lot of
Yeah.
artists just be get caught up in this.
Shade room
Yeah,
shit,
I don't know
yeah.
any music. Who's that young guy? Is it Tay K?
Oh yeah, Tay K. He just got
Yeah.
a 55-year sentence. I was about to ask y'all.
So
about
have
that.
you listened to his music?
I never listened to his
I
music.
have.
Me neither. Oh, you have? Is it good?
I mean, it's just like it's like a certain kind of demographic it's going to take to it, and you're not part of it. I'm not really a part of it.
Like, it's not
I'll
for
just
me.
listen to
It's
it.
not for me.
I'll give it a run just to see, and then I'm just like,
Is
all
it like
right,
Ratchet?
I'm kind of cool on it. No, it's just you know, it's just violent. It's just violent.
Oh,
it's
that
just,
violent
It's
stuff.
just I just to further just describe it to you. It's just violent.
It's just violence. Okay,
just
yeah.
violence.
So no. Only reason why I even know who that is because of his tweets. I guess he's been talking about how like I guess he got 55. Actually, he got way more than 55. He got like 90 when you count up all the years.
Yeah, because they probably run concurrent.
They gonna
and
probably
shit.
run
Facts,
concurrently.
absolutely. And how he's like 22. He's
If
a baby.
I think he went to jail at
21.
like what?
Didn't he go to jail at 17?
Yeah,
18?
17.
Yeah, but like
So he might be 20, 21. He can't be no older than 22.
like he's a baby.
What
And-
y'all think about that?
Yeah, what's your opinion on that, Marcus?
All right, so for me, how I look at the situation is that you are implicated in like two murders.
Yep.
Not saying that if you really did it, I don't know the whole situation, but from what it sounds like, you know, at the end of the day, you're implicated in two murders. I for sure know about you cutting your ankle monitor off, making a fucking
whole song.
music video and a whole song
On the
about
run.
you being
Yeah.
on the run.
Yeah.
And then while you on the run, you commit another crime. So it's like, bro, I really
Didn't
can't.
he kill one of his friends?
I don't
And then
know.
like
He's a
put him in
friend.
the trunk or some shit like that?
Oh damn.
I can't remember. I
I know he's tied to a couple of murders.
I know that there was
Facts.
one I heard about him shooting somebody at a Chick-fil-A.
But he was robbing somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, like he beat up some old dude or
Yeah.
some type of wild shit. So
Yeah.
this is like, bro, like at the end of the day, you kind of painted yourself through your actions as this kind of person. So court ain't really gonna give you no sympathy, even if they wanted to like listen to your music. All your music is violent.
Exactly.
Like, so you really don't have no stand grounding case to really be like, hey, I didn't do these things that they're saying. All he's saying is, hey, the white girl got less time than we did. But
That was like his main thing.
that was his main thing. But it's like,
But what did
you already
do?
know that. You black.
Yeah,
You black and in
yeah.
the justice system.
A
Nigga,
black man.
Yeah. You a black man committing a crime with a white girl.
Facts. Like what did you
Sorry.
think?
like what you think was gonna happen. Sorry.
And don't they go off like your history anyway? Like maybe that young lady didn't have a criminal record before.
I have no idea. I didn't really
Yeah.
dive deep into it, but I kind of felt he was gonna get nailed to the wall.
Yeah.
Because it's like, bro, like you out here, you killing people.
Yes.
I see a lot of people trying to give him the grace because he was a kid, but I'm like, nah, bro, I can't do that.
Nah.
I think he was very, very aware of what he was doing.
You made a
And
song about this shit.
You made a
bruh.
song about it, like you
were on the run.
You was on
like
the
you
run.
said, like,
Yeah, you was just
Made a
doing wild
song.
shit. So I really don't got too much sympathy for him, to be honest.
no.
I don't. Like it kind of like it is what it is. I mean, I hope a lot of kids who may be trending down that path see that and be like, dog, this shit is not a game.
Yeah.
Like, you could get your whole life taken away from you by doing shit like that.
Exactly. So, no, like, he tried it with that whole race thing, but
It
I
doesn't
don't really
apply.
buy it because, like,
Bro,
you
you
don't,
was killing people, bro.
you killed people. And then, like, when you're on house arrest, you, like, like you said, cut his ankle bracelet and ran away and killed somebody else.
And that was like, what, 2018, 19?
Around that time. So I'm
yeah.
like, clearly there's no remorse there. You just want to try to, play that little violin and make us feel bad for you. But I mean, I know he's young, and they say our brain don't stop developing until we like 25
Yeah,
years
25,
old.
yeah.
So,
But I still feel like you're conscious of certain actions.
You know right
Yeah.
from
Before
wrong
that,
once
yeah.
you get to
Right
that
from
point.
wrong.
Once you get to that point, you know right from wrong.
exactly. So it's like, this, I don't know, man. He want to try to get a second chance, but like I feel like you had that second chance and you took that away.
I
So-
kind of
Yeah.
felt like he exhausts his
his
chances.
Yeah, that's it for me. Like,
And I
don't
think a
feel
lot of
remorse.
artists,
when you murder people, like, how am I supposed to feel sorry for you?
especially
Yeah.
artists at that age, like regardless of how they came up, you have to be mindful of your choices and decisions. I don't know who he had in his corner, but based off his actions, it looked like a nigga who knew what the fuck he was doing
And didn't give a fuck.
and didn't
Yeah.
give a fuck about it. So it's like, I can't. You get handed down a 55-year sentence. Yeah, it's a wake up call, bro.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realize shit until they get hit with a wake up call.
Yeah.
I think that's just a people thing in
But
general.
why did it have to get that far?
That's my thing.
That's my thing. You gonna be in there?
That's
till
how
you
I felt like
fucking
it.
80
No, it
years
was
old.
blatant. That's how I felt like that's how I feel. He knew it was blatant.
Yeah.
You went from Texas to and they found you in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Think how far that is
That's
to
a
go.
long
That's a
drive.
journey.
That's a journey. You know what
That's
I'm
a
saying?
journey.
That's a fucking ride. That's a troop.
Yeah. So no, I don't feel bad for him, but that's like these new rappers. They just first of all they be telling on themselves in their songs anyway.
But you know they're trying to get that law in place where they can't use lyrics. But my whole thing is, bro, here's
Isn't
my
that
thing
what's
with
going
that.
on with, like-
If I feel like it's like blatant and clear
Yeah,
in
yeah.
certain lyrics, I can't really be mad at the courts being like, bro, like you said this on this song.
Yeah.
And that, if you want to charge it, it would be a fictional. But I think it's. I don't know. It depends on how it weighs on the scale, but I can't be mad at them if they use like nigga, you telling on yourself.
You basically omitting that you committed the crime and
Yeah.
you describing your actions through the music.
Yeah.
Now, is it just going to be one of those situations where the law abuses it and just be like, hey, we saw something
That's
on the
where it gets
news.
tricky.
Yeah.
We saw
That's where it
something on
gets
the
tricky.
news and it was a shooting, and then we just heard somebody say, "Oh, I did something,
Yeah.
put it on the news," and now they trying to equate that
Now
to
they're gonna
that.
target them
Yeah,
now.
so that's where it could get kind of tricky at, because like, who knows who could have done that, and just because it said on the news don't mean that like when I rap it that is true or not.
Facts.
So I think that's where it could
I
kind of get
think
tricky.
the artists have to be more conscious too, because I think they look to the label to kind of like in a sense bail them out in those situations due to their status. It's like a person having a false sense of power, so they feel like when they become a major artist, they're untouchable. I think that plays into a lot of them head.
Yeah.
Like Tay K, it could have just been like, oh, like I just want to kill some people, but he also could have felt like, yo, I got this fan base, I'm this, this artist. Like, ain't nobody can fuck with me type shit. But the record labels ain't gonna give a fuck about you when
Oh,
it comes to
absolutely
shit like that.
No.
I think when it comes to certain whatever you might be hung up for, it's only so much they can do because their bottom line is getting money.
Facts. Is that what's going on with Young Thug too? Didn't they use his lyrics against him?
Yeah, they
too?
tried to
Or they're
earlier this
trying
week.
to.
Yeah, I
they
seen
used
a- I seen-
the
I seen
slime
a-
shit song.
Yeah,
They was reading out his
the
lyrics.
judge was repeating the lyrics in the
yeah.
courtroom and shit. Yeah,
Dog, that video was just like it was
his
kinda-
situation. I see his
kinda cringeworthy.
situation like with people talking about on social media. A lot of people's divided on that too. A lot of people was like they treating Thug like MLK, and then the other half is like, bro, you know what you was doing out here in the
MLK
streets. Real shit. That's how they treat
That's
him.
crazy.
Like his sister put out the real meaning of his name on her Instagram story and shit. So it's like I look at it like, bruh, like at the end of the day, Young Thug did kind of just make his. I mean, you was in the streets, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what is it that people. Is he not supposed to be held accountable for his actions?
No.
That just my. It's unfortunate, but like
we give our people a pass sometimes when we should. It doesn't make sense to me. Sometimes when we should give each other grace, we don't, and then other times when we should just like with Young Thug situation or that. What's his face? Tay K.
Yeah, Tay K.
People like that, like we give a pass when honestly, like they deserve everything that's coming to them. Like Young Thug, I don't know the specifics, but he ain't no angel. Okay? And then that Tay K kid trying to use race as a reason for him getting, like, you know, the book thrown at him. Like, y'all are wrong. And we have to admit when our people are wrong. Yeah. Okay? Like, we have to admit it. Mm-hmm. Like, it is what it is. So I get, and this is where I get into the whole black men, black women thing. Because we give black men a pass, like them two. But Meg Thee Stallion, they was on her neck.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So why are, you know, we hold black women to a standard, but then like we give black men a pass to kill people?
Well, I think in this aspect, it's in the aspect
that might
of
be
like,
extra, but I'm just saying.
No. I'm just saying because you know your point is valid because that's just a human life point. And a lot of them are looking at this shit through a street lens. So they're looking at it through a street lens and through a street lens.
And I'm not a street person, so I see it as right and wrong.
Yeah, and technically speaking, that's how it should be. Because that's how it should be within humans. You should be right and wrong. But sometimes certain people don't abide by regular law-abiding citizen rules. They have their own set of things that they do. So is it right? No. But at the end of the day, it's just strictly reality. And in Young Thug's case, as far as from the street aspect, it was just, well, honestly, if you really know the real story, it really didn't have to get to this point. Like, if you know like the background of the shit, it shit really ain't had to get to this point. But it ended up getting to this point, and now it kind of like is what it is. I can understand people looking at Young Thug as somebody as maybe like Mike would say like an MLK, because of course, you know, aside from the music, he has helped a lot of people. He has helped a lot of, you know, his friends get out of bad situations. He's done a lot of good for his people, but you know, a lot of times
the bad outweigh the bad.
Yeah, I'm saying a lot of times, and most times, I'll be honest with you, the bad probably gonna outweigh the good most times. So
especially the people in the community, law-abiding citizens in the community, they probably tired of seeing all the killing, all the gang. And my whole thing is when Thug got to a certain point of being successful, he should have just X'd that part out of his life completely. Because this is a 10-year investigation.
Yeah, they could have stopped at year 3.
They've been looking in on, and then also this goes back to what I said earlier, the untouchable mindset.
Facts.
So a part of me feels like Young Thug had a mindset to where like, bro, ain't nobody can fuck with me until them feds came, and now you got your co-defendants copping pleas, telling they're gonna have to testify against you and shit like that. But my whole thing is like, bro, like you kind of reap what you sow. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, with Young Thug, it's like, hey dog, like if you that's the lifestyle you was living, you got to take what come with that, the good and the bad, because when you just getting the money and the girls and the glitz and glamour and you feeling like you on top of the world, when the feds come knocking, all that shit hit you at a ton, and now it's like, oh, this shit not a game no more. Then the people that you thought was fucking with you are now getting plea deals, and it's like, damn, bro. So because I see people saying like, damn, it's fucked up how Young Thug took care of people and now they telling on him, and it's like, bro, at the end of the day, when you get to a certain point in this shit, you got to separate from it, bro, because you can't really, you really counting on somebody to stand tall if they facing the rest of their life on these charges. And 28 people at that, 28.
And they already know that, like, bro, you gonna be straight. You got money, you got a lawyer, you can fight this shit. Nigga, I don't got none of that shit.
Yeah,
when I go up to the judge, nigga, I got a public defender.
Exactly.
You know, nigga, I'm fucked. So I saw some of them probably looking at it.
How do y'all see that playing out for Young Thug? You think he's gonna get like 25 to life?
I mean, 25 to life. I mean, it all. I mean,
his case actually starts on Monday.
Oh, so this is going to trial. Okay. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of 50-50 because I don't know, man. Because Thug has so much celebrity. I don't think that's really. I honestly think that could maybe sway one juror. Like, it all depends who the jury's going to be. Because, like,
well, from what the prosecution is saying, they really didn't care about the rest. That's why a lot of them are getting a plea. Like, these niggas be getting Like they was facing like 20-something years, but then
Getting like probation.
they get like 18 years probation,
Yeah.
bro, or 25 years probation.
And they gotta basically do like 5 to 10 of it. And then
So
they'll
he's
get
the
it
goal.
cut.
The
Yeah,
rest
he's
of
the
it
goal.
don't matter.
Yeah,
He's the goal.
He's the top chess
yeah,
piece.
yeah. Dang, Young Thug was moving like that.
He's been like that.
I don't
Like
know
that for a long.
much
Like,
about
if
you.
10+ years.
Yeah, but if you know kind of his like the story on how everything is, man, this shit was bound to happen
Damn.
because them boys just was doing
I'd be
doing
so
a
out
lot.
the loop. I
Them
don't
boys
be knowing what
They
be going on.
they've just been doing too
They
much,
was
man.
just doing
Yeah.
too much,
And
man.
I feel like once you become an artist, man, you gotta separate the streets.
Oh, but yeah.
You got
But
to.
they don't. And that's how they get caught up every time.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm going to pray for him, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not gonna say like he's
Good vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna need him. Sure.
Yeah, that's all I got.
But do y'all think do you think he, I know he's gonna do sometimes. He's not.
I think they're gonna nail him to the wall.
You think so?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, if he gets guilty now, but I think
They're not offering him no plea.
Yeah, they're not, okay. So
Oh.
if
They
he's
made that clear.
so if he's guilty, he's just flat out getting whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
Oh, well, damn.
So
Good luck.
I think he's getting. I think he's charged with 8.
Yeah, and how much
Eight
does that
counts?
hold?
I'm not sure. I know, the murder with
Yeah, but
With,
have they officially tied him to that? Has that officially been like a
we'll
thing?
find
yet?
out when we get to the court case.
Okay.
But I think he is charged with that though.
Oh, well.
That's the thing they really want
And
to
if
get
he's
him
found
for.
guilty on that, then
He's done.
life.
He's
That's
done.
life.
That's done.
Oh.
Murder
He'll-
is life off the road.
Oh,
It's a dub. If he's in any connection with that happening, and then all those dudes who were in that murder are still there, like they're going to trial too. So
Testifying, all type of
Oh,
stuff.
well,
so
yeah.
And I mean, when these niggas was facing 30-some years, and I see they caught the plea deal, and now they got like 20 years probation. I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn, nigga, you can't even sneeze hard. Like,
Out of
God
there,
damn.
boy.
But
You out of
niggas,
there, boy.
niggas value their freedom, bro. Like with the whole Gunna situation,
as they
it was
should.
the same
Yeah.
thing. Like they didn't really want Gunna.
No,
So
he
I
just
wasn't
was there.
surprised at him like getting out, but of course that was a debate too in itself in terms of what people felt like he did and didn't do. But with Young Thug, it's like I can't really have no sympathy for him, man. Like it is what it is.
I mean-
When you live a certain life, man, you got to take what come with that shit. That's
That's
why you have to weigh the options. It's not like somebody made you do this shit.
No.
Is it worth it? When you balance it out on the scale, is me still being in the streets getting this money? All the girls that
I guess if you're not thinking long
not think-
term,
Thank
Yeah,
it's
you.
worth it.
you know.
But if you're
A
just
lot
thinking
of
about
people
what's
don't
happening
think
right
tunnel
now, then
vision,
it's probably
man.
worth it.
But you gotta think they're
gotta
so
think
young. They
long-term,
coming
man.
into money, so a lot of them don't have that foresight to be like, okay.
I wish they
in
did.
5 years, I wish they did too.
I don't
like
think
in
Young
5
Thug.
years
I don't
in
think
the-
that apply to Young Thug though.
No, I think he just wanted.
Because it's a 10-year type thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think when we crossing over at 2015, 16, like Barter 6 Young Thug, when he was crossing over into being a superstar.
That's when you should have
and then
dropped
he
it.
That's my whole thing.
Yeah,
you
you
get what I'm
should've
saying?
dropped
So
it.
then at that point, it's like, oh no, he just felt like he was untouchable.
But you know the thing is though, around that time when that happened, that's when Bruh died. So that's when it really like turned up as far as on the other end, because you remember like they said like after Nut died, it was like 30 other retaliation shootings. So when
That's
he
why the
passed
city
away,
was fed up.
yeah, that's what I'm
Like,
saying. That shit just
a
kept
lot of
going
people was
back and
fed up with
forth.
that
So
shit.
by that time, you're like
it
entrenched.
was a domino
Yeah,
effect.
if he didn't die, I think maybe he could have walked away from the shit, and then maybe could have looked through it as, oh man, I'm an artist now, I'm crossing over. But I think once he died, and then they just start shooting back, it's like, okay, I gotta stand tall for the team now. Even though I am an artist and I am in a group, from a street lens, it's like I gotta stand tall for my guys now, because now niggas is going back and forth. 3 of my men that got shot at and shit like that. But what'd you expect was gonna happen? You thought the niggas was gonna lay down? You killed one of the big dogs, so that's what happens. Like, I don't know what I mean. When I really look into this shit in totality, it really don't. This shit really didn't
So
have
you
to
don't
be
think
like that.
you don't think he's gonna get nailed to the wall?
I mean, I think it's a strong. I think 80% of me is thinking, yeah. I think maybe 20%. Maybe he gets a good, maybe 10 to 12.
10 to 12?
12 to 12. 80%.
He's
of me.
getting off
No,
crazy good if he gets 10 to 12.
That's what I'm saying. That's what, I mean, 20% of me thinks that.
Yeah, yeah,
80% of me thinks he's getting nailed to the wall.
Dang.
If he do that, he got some hella good lawyers. I tell you that. Hella.
If he can get a 10 to 12, that is a blessing. Like,
It's
if
crazy
he can
because
get 10 to 12.
Casanova got 20.
Who
Yeah.
the fuck is Casanova?
A rapper from New York. He got caught up in a RICO case too.
I don't be
Yeah.
knowing that these people.
Well, he's actually I don't think he got sentenced yet, but he's facing like 20.
No, I think he
20.
took
He
the
did?
plea deal. Remember, he took a
No, he pleaded to being guilty, but I don't think he got sentenced yet.
Oh,
But I
okay.
think he's facing 20 though.
Oh, what do you do?
RICO.
Record.
Same shit.
Same shit as Young Thug.
Oh, the
basically.
racketeering shit.
Yeah, all that shit under the same umbrella.
Golly.
Mm-hmm.
Hate to
And
see
that's
it.
the thing. With these artists, they gotta understand too. Again, the
They be
labels
playing
is
too
not
much.
gonna save you, bro.
Yeah.
They not.
They're not gonna save you.
When you stop making money for them, they don't care no more.
They already got your catalog anyway. Shit, they don't
And that's
need
the
you.
thing.
They don't need you. They just
They
go and
don't
put your
need
shit on
you.
screaming.
They don't.
Free such and such. Yeah, run
think
the
that
numbers
just be
up.
more
Run
for
the
the
numbers up.
optics.
Yeah, it should be
Yeah.
for
But
the
behind
optics.
the scenes, it's like, hey, bro,
Don't
it
give a
is what it
fuck.
is.
Yeah.
But see, that's why I think even with they're not obligated to, but it would be nice for artists to go into these situations with labels and understanding who has your best interests at heart, even outside the music.
Yeah.
Advisors.
Yeah.
Now, it would be nice for labels to have advisors as far as tell artists how to move, but they expect
why
you
would
to
they
know
care?
better. They're giving you an opportunity.
That's some high expectations.
With them giving you an opportunity, they expect you to know better. They expect you not to still be in the streets doing the shit. At the same time, too, we need you to get this money for us.
Yeah.
So I think they just need to go into it having either better people around their circle and just better advisors. And then even if you do, sometimes most people just do whatever the fuck they want to do. They don't care. You can't tell them nothing. So at that point, hey man, God bless.
Yeah.
Because you choosing to still do this even when you get to this heightened point. It's not like Young Thug hasn't heard this. Like even when he had the interview with Gillian Wallow and Wallow was basically, hey bro, like when you get behind that wall, it's lonely. He said, I done seen grown men when they hear them numbers cry because they know their life is over. Like it's it. Like you basically dead when you behind when you locked up, man. That's what it is. Ain't nobody gonna care about you. Ain't nobody gonna call a checkup on you.
Sad existence.
And
Sure
with Thug,
is.
it's different because of course he got a huge fan base. People fuck with him, but it's like he may have to be held accountable. He may get held accountable for this shit.
But do we feel bad for him?
Me personally, I
don't.
don't.
I mean,
don't.
I feel bad.
I don't ever want to see nobody go to jail, but it's
Yeah,
like,
but
from that
free
aspect.
will.
yeah,
He grown.
bruh.
Yeah. No, at the end, I only way I kind of feel bad is because of, for one, I love the nigga music
from the
so
artist
much.
standpoint.
From the artist
Yeah.
standpoint.
I fuck with Young
And I
Thug.
kind of see
Yeah.
like how he took care of a lot of people and all that shit is the dub now. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But at the end of the day, your bad is outweighing your good. So,
Yeah, man.
and you did, you know what you was doing.
Because a lot of
so
people look at him
it is
like a
what it is.
Robin Hood. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it boils back to perspective at the end of the day. Like you said, sometimes the bad is gonna outweigh the
With-
good.
In the most times, the bad is gonna. If you got somebody who doing bad and good, the bad most likely gonna outweigh the good.
True. Well, good luck. That's all I got.
How do you feel? Because we haven't got a woman's perspective on it. How did you feel about the whole Meg Thee Stallion case and how that
man.
played out?
So, what's my opinion on that? I saw everybody's tweets and opinions about it, and it just was kind of sad to see that nobody was really on her side. Like nobody, like women were on her side, but it wasn't everybody on her side. Like she got shot. Like why would you not be on her side? She got shot by a man for no reason. Can y'all help me understand why y'all might have looked at it like it was her fault or y'all didn't believe her?
I believe that she got hurt. My biggest question, as always, and I maintain that same stance on the podcast since it first came out, was how it happened, and I didn't believe that he directly shot at her. My belief of what happened was a struggle over the gun, and then bullets bounced off of shit, hit her in the foot, shit like that. That was just my opinion on what happened. I never discounted that she got hurt. It was just about her story, the inconsistencies, shit like that. But I've always stood firm on Meg being hurt. It was just about how it happened.
What about you?
I never painted her as a liar or anything like that. But if people are going by the book in the court of law, like if you saying you turn around, you see somebody with a gun, of course somebody's gonna think that person shot them. But for him to directly shoot at her feet and harm her, no, just due to her.
So you don't think that
injuries.
was like on purpose?
No, I think it was a struggle.
Okay.
I don't think it was on purpose.
What about you?
Yeah, I don't think it was technically. I don't think it was on purpose neither. I don't think it was because I just think of like, I mean, maybe people might just be that angry, but I just don't think somebody who would have that much to lose would just
Be surprised.
just turn around and just be like, you know what, we arguing in a car,
Yeah.
and then just like, fuck this shit, I'm just shoot you in the foot like Harlem Nights or some shit like that. You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not thinking that. I'm thinking kind of a little bit what Michael was saying, because they did find gunpowder residue on his hand and the girl hand. So it's like, I mean, how does that happen? Does that happen because like one person had the gun and was trying to take the gun. And then that's another thing about the whole case. It's like a lot of inconsistencies. I will say that, you know, her, like, she did get shot, like she did get harmed, but it's just like Mike said, in what fashion? Because I don't believe either he just like stood up and just shot at her foot, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe in that, but I do also believe that it was full of just bad decisions just all around from each and every party. Like, first of all, if you're Tory and you didn't have sex with both of them, why are you in the same place with them willingly at the same time?
Right.
Like, you
That's
trying to
drama.
get
feeling himself.
You trying to be jiggy, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And then you trying to hoop on, you know,
I
on
believe
another
he started
girl.
that argument though.
Yeah, you saw what?
I believe he started that
Yeah,
argument.
you know what
though.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you
Put it
putting
out
all
there.
these bad, you putting yourself in these bad spots. And so
Facts.
I really can't, you know, feel no like way about him. You know, it's fucked up because, you know, you don't want to see nobody go to jail once again. But at the same time, you got to think about how did you get yourself in this position? More than likely it's your ego. And that's how you got put in this position. If you could have just played it cool and not, you know, even if you was in the presence of both of them, it was a certain way you could have maneuvered around this shit. You didn't have to sit there and try to hoop on another girl at the house that you're in. Like, that didn't make any sense. You trying to talk to Kylie Jenner and this both of the girls you done slept with is right here. Like, nigga, you doing too much. You doing a whole lot. Like, you can't maneuver like that. So,
I mean, they always drunk. You know, how, like, alcohol really messing people up in that situation. Like, for me, I didn't follow the case that much because I was like, you know, I wasn't really that interested in it. But it just was interesting to me how people just automatically just was like against Meg Thee Stallion for whatever reason. I don't know how she is in the industry, but it seems like a lot of industry people don't like her for whatever reason. A lot of people are against her. And then it's just like, even though I'm a black woman, I don't think we always right. I'm not that person who's like, you're a black woman, I'm a black woman, I'm always be on your side. But I'm not going to say that she's wrong without hearing everything. It just seems like everybody just was automatically against her before hearing the whole story because of how they felt about her. But I know her story changed. There was some inconsistencies, but I was never like that much into it. I just know that Tory Lanez has a history of violence. Like, he's a short man, you know, short man Napoleon complex. They be angry all the time. So I get it. I think he like my height or something. He like 5'2" or something.
He might be like 5'2", 5'3".
Yeah, I might be taller than him. That's it. But you know that Napoleon complex is real. So I just was like, why are we just automatically fighting against her, but like giving this man a pass? I want to hear both sides. I want to hear the whole story before I come to a conclusion.
So you don't know exactly what happened.
No, I only know like they were drunk, and then the Kelsey, is that her name?
Yeah.
She was like the best friend, and he slept with both of them apparently. But then Kelsey was I guess she was trying to protect Tory Lanez. Like, she kind of like didn't want to tell the whole story on the stand. She tried to plead the fifth.
I mean, when she took immunity, that told me that she had some hand in it.
Exactly.
Because you're not gonna ask for that if you didn't have no hand in it.
Exactly.
That's my opinion. That's why I feel like it was a struggle.
But I'm also thinking from Tory, like, I'm not no lawyer. I don't know law. I don't know none of this shit. But I'm just thinking to myself that if somebody said that I shot a woman, I would be on the stand talking about, bruh, I did not shoot
he
that
didn't even
woman.
go on the
He
stand.
didn't get on the stand.
Yeah.
So I think that's also kind of. I mean, I guess from the lawyer perspective, it may have been an angle that they tried to use to get. I don't know, but
I don't know.
Some people say he didn't take the stand because they probably would have tried to paint an image of, you know, of course, bringing up his rap lyrics and songs and shit like that,
I mean,
or his
shit,
pattern
at the end of the
and
day,
all that other shit. But my whole thing is, like, I agree with you. I don't think it. Honestly, I don't think it would have helped him none. I don't know. It was just. Do you have an opinion on what you think actually happened, or you just believe Meg in terms of how she said it went down?
I'm not saying it's not like believe her or believe him. It's just I just wish people would have heard the whole story before they automatically just jumped on her. I just feel like nobody really gave her a chance.
I think if my opinion of what happened, I think all of them walk away from that shit off rip if they come out and be honest about it.
Yeah, but nobody wanted
to do that.
Yeah. And like, how long is he facing?
22.
I think that's excessive. Personally, I think that's a lot.
Yeah, especially when somebody have.
And I don't even fuck with. I don't like Tory Lanez. Like, I don't know him, but like, I think 20 years for that is a lot.
California laws is a little bit different though in terms of that. Yeah.
Because technically, you know, Meg did get, you know, she did get hit with bullet fragments, but
Yes.
it wasn't a bullet hole. It wasn't, even though the situation, probably more or less on the situation, it could have been worse than that.
Yeah.
Because something really crazy could have happened and she could have died.
I know.
But, you know, but I'm going just off of what, like, factually happened. There were
Yeah.
bullet fragments. There wasn't no bullet holes. Like me, I'd be like, you know, really like maybe honestly, I mean like 5 years really honestly would probably be like the fair
It just felt like a
sentence.
night of bad decisions.
Yeah.
That's what that shit.
Yeah,
really
just
boiled-
night of
that's
bad-
what it
Like
boils
one of
back
them
down to
nights
me.
where you be like, God damn, like what the fuck
What
did
was
we
this
do?
shit worth it?
Yeah.
Was this shit worth it?
Exactly. So I just feel like the bad decisions, I feel like 20 years is a lot
Yeah.
for a night of bad decisions. Like nobody died, luckily. It just seemed like everybody was drunk, high, whatever, and it was just one of them nights that you just regret. But I don't think that's worth 20 years. I
But
don't.
see, even with that, and I feel you on that. Some people feel like they probably look at it from the perspective of somebody could have died because somebody unfortunately
Well, shoulda,
was
coulda,
hurt.
woulda. Thank God she didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta go just off the like
Go
the
off what
fact that
actually happened.
go off
Yeah,
actually,
not
what
what
actually
it-
happened.
not
you.
what
What it
could
coulda
have
been.
happened,
Yeah.
but like what actually happened. You know, I just wish he had more remorse for what he did. I feel like at the end of the day, like maybe if he showed remorse to her and didn't do all the extra shit that he did, maybe she would have been able to let it go. That could have been like an internal thing. Maybe. I don't know. But
I just found it odd that off the rip Kelsey, and I always said this, like her just being the biggest X factor in this shit. Like I just don't know too many women best friends who wouldn't come out and say like, yeah, that nigga shot my homegirl. Like I don't give a damn if we slept together. She slept with him.
Facts.
I liked him. Nah, like
that's my best friend.
that's my best friend.
But
You
how
shot
long?
her.
How long were they friends? Was it
Long time?
long time?
They said like since like
High
I guess
school.
they said like high school,
Based off her
college, some
tweets,
shit like
like
that.
they got
Dang.
tweets from her from 2013, 15.
Oh,
talking
wow.
about Kelsey.
That's
You know what I'm
wild.
saying?
So like,
that's a long time.
my
She's
best-
in high school at that time.
oh
yeah,
wow.
damn.
So like my best friend, I know my best friend since I was 11 years old.
Okay.
We done been through some shit. Okay? But at the end of the day, I ain't never gonna throw my girl under the bus.
And see, that's
Yeah.
so put yourself in that situation as a woman, and I'm glad we got a woman on the show to talk about it. And this has always been my sin. I don't know. So even if she was to fuck a nigga that you had liked, you still wouldn't tell the police that this nigga shot her. Shot her even regardless of that. I just find it hard to believe a woman still
that's
wouldn't
what I'm
stand
saying.
up for her in that
Exactly.
situation.
At the end of the day, like
Unless
Yeah.
she had a hand in that shit.
yeah, she's trying to protect herself.
That she trying
Through
to protect
protecting
herself.
him, I'm protecting
And then
me.
based on what the witness said about a fight and all that shit, it's just weird. But I just
That's wild.
Yeah.
Like your
They been
best
friends-
friend.
your best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ride with my best friend. Like penis
Yeah.
come and go. You know, but no, I'm not gonna do her like that at the end of the day. That's
A
some
lot of
wild
people
shit.
feel like Kelsey's a bad friend in this situation.
well, yeah.
a lot
I feel
of
like
people
they
feel
all
like she
bad
is.
friends.
They all
They're
I
all
know
bad
all
friends.
bad
I'm
friends.
like,
They
they
should've
all
been around
bad.
each other. Like,
Yeah,
that was
they're
just not
all
a good
bad
mix of
friends.
people. Like
Because to
everybody's
me,
bad
like
friends.
the
Yeah.
fact that Meg
Yeah.
lied about Super Tory, to me, it don't hold that much weight to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, but in terms of how the court plays out, a lot of people can have the notion that if you willing to lie about that, why would we believe about this man directly shooting at you? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You may not like it, but that's the
Yeah.
reality of it. Like, people can have their opinions if you lying about any little thing. That's just
Yeah.
how it go. So with her, it don't hold too much weight. Kelsey, in terms of that, and she could have felt emotional about it because, like, damn, you fucking on this nigga that I like, then you did it behind my back.
Is she married now? Like, why do you
And,
care?
yeah, she married, got
that's
a
what I'm
kid,
saying. Like, why
got
do
a
you
kid on
care?
the way. So it's like I just felt all friendships was lost at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Somebody was hurt and friendships was lost.
But that's
behind
just
this
petty.
shit.
Like I've been through some shit with my best friend, but at the end of the day, like that's my girl. Like I'm gonna still be on. I'm gonna ride for her over a man. But I know there are women who like hold like anything to get a man or anything to get a man's approval is important to them. And maybe Kelsey is just one of those women who cares that much about what a man thinks over her friendship of years, like best friend. So that's just crazy to me. So I look at her crazy because that's supposed to be your best friend. Why would you not be like riding for her regardless of a man? Especially if you're not married, you got a whole child. You moved on, girl. Why you caring about old dick?
Maybe it
Why you
was.
fighting for old penis?
Maybe it was just the act of her just doing that shit, just committing that shit. Really, just like.
That's
Kelsey
crazy.
done made a diss record in
But
between
I don't know.
time.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know.
Obviously, she
Yeah.
was very
She
hurt.
I don't know
felt
what
hurt
happened
about
between
Obviously,
Meg.
she was very
felt
hurt.
hurt about
Exactly. That's why I'm
something.
like, we don't know the story. I don't know how they stopped being besties. But you know, women, oftentimes, I love being a woman. I love us, but oftentimes we fall out of friendships over some dumb shit. So you never.
Speaking of
We
which,
talked about that, bro.
speaking of which,
But see, I didn't want to be the one to say it because I'm a man.
No,
You know what
I'll
I'm saying?
say it,
But
I'll
women
say
do
it.
fall out
We
over
fall out
this
over
crazy
stupid
shit.
shit.
since we have a woman on here,
Oh,
since we have a
Lord.
woman, Erris,
I
why
still love women. I'm still.
why do girls go to Miami
Oh,
and then
Lord.
come back and are not friends anymore?
Why ain't going friends in Miami and then they come back being enemies?
Yes.
It could be anywhere. It could be Denver,
It could be.
Colorado.
No. Let me tell you. I went on trips with women.
Okay.
Some of my worst trips have been with women.
Okay.
And it's either because somebody broke,
Okay.
somebody don't have enough money, and they
Just name the biggest 3 things.
somebody broke, somebody don't want to they just want to be in a room all the time, they don't want to go nowhere, or they always on the phone with their nigga. Like if you always on the phone with your nigga, why you here? If you don't want to go nowhere, why you here? If you broke, why you here? Like these are questions that I ask. I went in friendships over that, but I have had beef with my friend over them being on the phone with their man the whole time. Like, did you want to bring that nigga? Like, why you here?
That's crazy because somebody jokingly asked on the TL, if you bring your man on a girl trip, can we fuck him or some shit like that?
Girl.
That
I
shit was
saw
crazy.
that.
That shit was
I
hella
saw
cold.
that. And I
Yeah.
was like, first of all, that's weird.
Yeah.
But no, like, I have stopped talking to women after traveling with them. Because I feel like when you travel with people, that's when you get to really know them personally. That's a good way to know if you like somebody is when you travel with them. So
I
like,
can
yeah,
Yeah,
because
I can
it's
see that. I
like
can see that.
somebody that's always picky, they don't want to try nothing different, or they just complaining the whole time. Like they just never
Yeah.
satisfied. I've traveled with people who just always complain, or people. I don't travel with broke people. Mind you, I ain't like I'm balling like that. But in the day, why you here if you ain't got no money?
Yeah.
Why you in
Yeah.
a foreign country and you poor?
Yeah.
Who does that? So I don't try. Like I like travel by myself, or I don't even like vacations because I done been on vacations and you argue the whole time. So
Yeah.
exactly. So I feel like traveling with women can be drama. Every time I travel with women, I left and I was like, "Yeah, I ain't never doing this
You're not
again.
doing it
I'm
again.
not doing it again. I'm sorry." So
Damn, that's unfortunate.
yeah, I don't know how it is with guys. Maybe y'all just like y'all so chill that it doesn't matter. But I feel like women just have high expectations about their trip. Like we like, oh, we better have the best time ever, and then most times it never reaches that expectation.
I think with us, we just understand what it is, and it's a lot of clarity. If a nigga can't go, he gonna say he can't go.
Yeah, but
much.
when,
He gonna
people
pretty
will
much
go
know.
and know they ain't got it, and I'm like, why you
Now
here?
some men do go knowing they ain't got it, but like if we talking on an overall scale,
yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a situation to where like, bro, I wouldn't do that shit again.
And then it's like with men, like even like
Niggas do be laid back, chill, bro.
yeah, niggas because it's like if we want to go, because it's like when niggas go on a group, go on a trip, there's already going to be an establishment,
An
there's
understanding.
an understanding of things, and then even when it comes to planning, it's going to be like, all right, bro, there's going to be one thing that we're going to do, like this is what we're sitting around, we're going to do this. Anything else is just kind of negotiable. Like we could just if we want to chill,
If
we
a
can
nigga
chill.
want to chill back, why? Hey, y'all go do y'all thing for the day. I'm gonna kick back. Ain't no beef. You see what I'm saying? But it's gonna be an understanding in terms of you just gotta really know your friend group and who you going
That's
with.
true.
Because to get exposed to somebody on a trip is wild to me. 'Cause
Yes.
It's like, damn, bro,
That's
this really how
happened to
you
me.
is?
Yeah.
Like this shit wild.
Like my first time really getting to know somebody was on a trip, and I was like, "Oh, I don't like you. Like it just wasn't good." But then I've been on trips with people who I've known for years, and I just was like, "No, I'm gonna pass on that." I think maybe it's me. Like I might be. I'm the common denominator here. Maybe it's just like I'm not a planner. I get us there, but if you want an itinerary, I'm not that girl.
Okay.
So I travel with people who want to. Every hour is planned out. I am not like that.
Not on an every hour.
No,
I wouldn't get
like-
that,
And see,
no.
dudes, we
Now,
mostly don't do
beforehand,
that.
yes, I would like to plan that shit beforehand in terms of getting there.
Getting there is all I can
when
do.
we get there, we could kind of freestyle that
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah,
bro.
and most times dudes kind of just freestyle, especially depending
freestyle.
on which city you're in. If we're in
Yeah.
New York, bro, we're gonna freestyle.
Yeah.
Like
That's how I feel, yeah.
we're not gonna stay on topic on task over in New York. We're gonna do
Yeah.
a bunch
Every
of
single
shit.
You can't even do that with New York. The way the city move
Move,
anyway.
you-
Trying to like plan
yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
failure. You just gotta just kind of go where the wind blows you. You know what I'm saying? You gonna start somewhere, and then you might end up a totally other
So like
place.
that's how I am. That's how I travel. I go off like I get us there, but otherwise I like to go let's just go off vibes. Let's just have a good time and all that. However, when I travel somewhere, I didn't spend as money to be in a hotel room the whole time.
Yeah.
I do not
true.
like people like to
Yeah.
be in a room the whole time. I want to take naps all the time. The only time I go back to that room is when I'm going to sleep for the night. Otherwise, I'm out all day.
Out all day.
That's
Okay.
how I am. I'm like, bring comfortable shoes, sis, because we walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do public transportation. I don't like taking Ubers. And I love to eat food. So we go somewhere, I like to try different things. I don't want to go to McDonald's in fucking Japan.
Oh, fuck no.
Even though Japan got better McDonald's in the States, but I'm just saying, like, I don't want to go to Wendy's when I'm in Germany or something. Like, I want to try their food. I want to try their stuff. And I can be nerdy. I like museums. I like to sightsee.
Okay.
That's how I am. But I've just been with women who like to sit in the room the whole time. You spend $400 to get here, girl, and you in the room? Or you over there looking at your bank account the whole time while we traveling because you ain't got it? I don't look at my bank account when I travel.
Swipe up, swiping, no
Yeah,
swipe.
we just swiping.
Yeah,
We just swiping.
swiping.
And I'll eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches when I get home. I don't care. I ain't got no churn. I ain't got to take care of nobody. I ain't worry about it. Like, that's how I go. I'm
She
like,
feel like you gonna be straight. You gonna get it back regardless.
Yeah,
I'm going to get it back. You
You
can't
get it
take the
back.
money with you when you dead.
For sure.
Like, why not live out that
feel you.
life? That's how I just be like, fuck
I'm
it.
very particular about but planning though, me personally. And then I want to make sure everything is in order. And when I get there, I'm just because in my mind I already know what I'm gonna spend. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
you know your limit.
I know my limits anyway. So
Yeah.
and it's at the same time, I'm not sitting there looking at my bank account the whole time.
Oh,
No,
hell
that's
no.
stupid
Hell
because
no.
then that just tells me I shouldn't even have
That's
been there
negative
anyway.
energy, in my opinion.
And
Yeah,
it
you
just takes
just
away
go.
from, it's gonna take away from the experience.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna take and the experience you have to cherish that shit. What's the best country you've been to as far as just experience wise?
I really like Switzerland.
What stood out to you the most about
And you
it?
just been talking about Switzerland?
Nah, not me.
talking
Oh,
about
There's
so
only
somebody
really
was
two
talking.
places I wanna visit in the world.
Somebody
Who you want to
I
visit?
forgot who I was
Where you
talking
want to visit?
Egypt and Hawaii.
So I know somebody who went to Egypt and he did not like it.
Damn, he hated that shit.
He said because like when you out there, like they're just trying to get you for your money. There's a lot of scammers when you go there.
Yeah, I
When
ain't
you
worried
go
about
to
no
Egypt.
scammers.
Yeah, I ain't worried about that. But Egypt is on my bucket list because I have to go see them pyramids. I gotta
Yeah,
ride on
yeah.
the camel and all that. But Switzerland was shockingly my favorite place to visit, and I never wanted to go in the first place. Somebody just convinced me to go with them.
Okay.
But like, if you like scenery, if you like mountains, if like, it's dope for scenery. It's mad expensive. Like $1 of our dollar equals 4 of theirs. No, hold on. 4 of our dollars equals 1 of theirs.
Oh, damn.
Exactly. So like,
Damn.
yeah, my
Word.
bad. So like, Switzerland is mad expensive, but like, it was beautiful. I like scenery. I like peacefulness. And then Germany, I like.
Switzerland is like the top of Europe, right?
I ain't good with geography, my guy.
Oh, okay.
I just know it was cold when we went there. But it was real nice. Germany is lit too. Germans are cool as fuck.
Yeah, I got a
Man.
homeboy over there. He love it. He said, "Mike, you gotta come over here."
Nah, that Germany is a spot.
Man, my uncle was stationed over in Germany. He told me even back then that shit was like
Yeah.
legit.
Like Berlin is very like it's a big city, so you see all type of different people. I just like going places where I see black people too. So
Yeah.
Berlin is dope because they got like a big like they got a lot of black people. It's like diverse. But if you go to like a more like Garmisch, which is an hour and a half from Munich, that's more of like the Germany that you would think it would look like. Like it just looked like a Disney movie.
Okay.
But it was beautiful because I like scenery when I travel places. But that was my favorite. I don't know. Italy kind of dirty, so I went.
Yeah,
ever
people.
go to
a lot of
Rome,
people
it's
say,
kinda
yeah, a lot of
overrated.
people say that.
Drew, that
People
shit
say
dirty, Drew?
people
Yeah.
say Italy is dirty and
Italy
Paris
is
is
dirty.
dirty.
I saw you shaking your head. I thought you had agreed.
No, that's what I heard also.
What,
Oh, okay.
Have you been to Italy?
No.
Oh,
I'm cool on like the Europeans
really?
in general for a while. Like I mean, it's just like I want to explore like Africa and other continents
Facts.
first before. Man, I see 1,000 white people a day.
That's
so,
facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of white people in Europe, but
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I mean, I know it's beautiful things to see in Europe.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm not naive to not want to go there eventually, but
but
I feel
Africa,
like
the continent of Africa is
I
on your
much
bucket
rather
list.
I much rather explore that or South America. I mean, I've done a lot of South America already, but yeah, I would love to do more of like Africa, like in coming trips for me personally.
What country you want to go to first?
That's a good question. Well, I did Cape Town last year, May.
Oh,
So I think I'm gonna do maybe like Joburg next.
So you staying in South
I
Africa?
wanna stay
yeah.
in Africa.
So you like South Africa?
It's a good time.
Okay.
It's different.
There's a lot of white people there too, isn't it?
Nah.
No.
That's the propaganda. That's
South Africa, I heard got a lot of white people.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's how they get you. Okay, good to go.
Nah, that shit was black as hell.
All right.
They got the accent down there too, don't they? The white people.
I don't know.
You ain't really been around. Okay.
I've never been out the country yet, man.
No.
I got a passport. I just ain't never
Where you
used
trying to
the
go first?
motherfucker.
What's on your bucket list?
Man, if I want to be technical, if I really like what I really want to go first, I want to go to Japan because I just want to shop.
Oh yeah.
I just want to
I
shop.
heard
Get
Japan's
all
a
the
good
good
time.
sneakers.
Yeah, I just want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I still want to shop.
What the
And
weather like
then-
over there?
So like I was in Okinawa. Okinawa's an island, so it was like always humid and hot as fuck.
Oh, okay.
But like I did go to Tokyo. I went to Kyoto. I went to Osaka. Kyoto is more old Japan. It's more like calming. They had like a bamboo forest.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's very like calming for me.
Okay.
Tokyo
That sound
is anxiety for me. It's too many
Yes,
fucking people in
yeah.
Tokyo. Like it's so busy. Like there's a crossing called Shibuya Crossing, and it's like millions of people cross that street. It's like so busy. And this was during COVID, so it wasn't no outsiders in there because Japan was closed to tourists for years after COVID. So they just busy off rip.
Just
They
with the
just too
people
fucking
already
packed,
there.
just on like just whatever.
Yeah.
So I had anxiety in Tokyo. It's too busy for me. But I know people like to go there for fashion or like electronics. Like they always like on that type of shit. But I don't know. Japan wasn't my favorite place. I'm not gonna lie.
I would probably do after Japan. Well, if I do Japan, I want to do Japan, and I want to do like probably like somewhere on the coast of Africa, like maybe like Sierra Leone or something like that with a
Ooh.
nice beach. Like I want to go on the coast of Africa.
Yeah, I
Like-
got like some roots there apparently, allegedly.
Oh, you did your
yeah,
thing?
yeah, I did.
Okay. You did, no, because there's two kinds. Because there's the ancestry, and then there's like the black one where
I need you the black one.
yeah, the black one. The black one traces you back from like your mom's mom, all the way back to like where you were.
Yeah, they tell you
where
what
you were
tribe
placed.
you come
Yeah,
from.
what tribe you come from, yeah, all that shit, yeah.
I'm still on the fence. Technically,
who-
I'm not supposed to be doing those.
Who runs the black one? Like who runs the
Is it
black
black
company?
owned?
Because it's
Yeah,
still,
it's black
it's still
owned.
sending your DNA. So
They said this
Yeah.
black. No, this is a black owned company.
okay.
This is a black. It's not because 23andMe ancestry. That's all white people own.
Yeah.
This the other one is
that's
black
also,
people own.
But there's also that clause of if say that business goes out of business, anybody can buy that DNA and do whatever basically they want with it. So that's the thing. Is it really like?
But what you gonna do with my DNA?
Nigga, I don't know. I can put your
Oh.
DNA anywhere on anything.
That-
But it's like, what you want with my DNA though? Like, what?
Out of
like,
all the people,
Becky,
why
you
you?
know what I'm saying? Like, out of all the people, why you want my DNA? Is my
never
DNA?
know.
Is my DNA worth? No, I'm just saying, as people,
I'm not
is our
giving up
D-
nothing free.
is our,
No,
is our
you-
DNA
yeah.
worth that much on the market?
If I thought
A lot
about
of
it, I
shit's-
probably wouldn't have
It
did
could be,
Yeah.
depending on the human
Yeah.
being.
Okay, yeah, depending on the human being, I don't think niggas trying to clone me or no shit like that.
But
Like,
they be catching
Nigga, it
people
could
on
just be a
charges.
nigga who look like you in a
That's facts.
series. Oh, this nigga Marcus, I see this nigga took a picture with a bucket hat and this shit on. All right, bet. All right, this is a crime. A nigga with a bucket hat and a sweater. Okay, boom.
Yeah.
We're gonna place his DNA there. Shit like
But don't
that
you want to
can
know? But
happen.
how, what's the
Shit
best
like
way to
that,
learn
wow,
your
that's
roots? Though?
crazy.
What's
It
the
is
best way to
crazy.
learn your roots though?
Yeah, I
Because
feel,
like black people, like we so, especially like black Americans, we so displaced. Like, and then some of us, like we might have family members that's not really family members.
I
We
think-
don't know our blood relatives. We can't go that far back. Like, how do you figure out your roots without doing like DNA shit?
yeah.
Well, I mean, it sucks that there's not a safe place that we should be able to
Exactly.
do shit like that. But also that we living in a time that God knows what these people are going to do with this shit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It might be a fucking another you walking around here somewhere in another state. You know what I mean? You don't know. I don't know. I'm just only can speculate on this
Yeah.
shit. But willingly for me, I would never do that shit. Like if I want to run down my roots, bruv, I really don't really care, honestly. Like truth be told, like I'm
Yeah.
who I am now. My people who are here. Like what my parents have told me, my grandparents have told me, I can pass on. You know these family reunions. Who pulls up? Who pulls up? I can learn from them.
I always wanted to do like a deep dive.
Yeah, but I mean,
but it's so hard.
But what am I going to really like? If once you do this whole like deep diving, are you going to these tribes and hanging out with them, or trying to really tap in, or
But I mean, it gives you the option. Give you the option.
Yeah, but I mean, I can also still learn from multiple other tribes. You see what I'm saying? Like people get this, send their DNA off just to learn the shit and do nothing else with it.
Well, and then sometimes it might give people a sense of self because it's like you know exactly where you pinpoint where you come from. Yeah. So it's like, what if somebody, let's say, was, I don't know, like a Christian, and then they got tired of, you know, Christianity rules and they wanted to get deep into themselves. And so they take this, you know, this black ancestry and they trace all the way back to this certain tribe. And this certain tribe practices this certain religion. So now you feel more in tune because you feel like this is a religion I should be practicing because this is where my people come from.
But religion is more of, you still have to learn and teach yourself or be taught of religion. So it doesn't matter where you go for it. I mean, I feel like naturally you are going to, like, okay, if you're not a Christian or you're not Catholic, something about that doesn't relate to you. You're not gravitated towards that. Energy itself is going to gravitate you in the right direction that you need, without a sheet of paper or not.
True.
You see what I'm saying? That's for me. That's where I'm at. Like I don't need a sheet of paper to tell me where I'm headed or where I'm supposed to be going. I think naturally the universe and myself will direct me into the right place.
So, okay, I see that.
Yeah. That's where I'm at, just personally. Like, do it if you want to.
Yeah.
Cool. But for me personally, I'm calm on giving up DNA.
Okay, understandable. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm interested in going to like Ghana, like Nigeria and stuff like that. Those are two countries that I'm really eyeballing the most. So we'll see. But I know Asia just ain't my jam. The continent of Asia just not.
Okay.
I'm not excited about Asia.
You ever like thought about going somewhere like Australia or some shit like that?
I went to Australia, but I'm good on that too.
You don't like You didn't like Australia?
Racist.
I figured that. Yeah.
I ain't surprised.
Australians are racist.
How much black people down there?
Shit, like none.
See,
damn.
All them niggas like Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I went to Korea.
This nigga Ben Simmons really from Australia.
He's from Australia?
Crazy,
Yeah.
Oh shit, damn.
Melbourne.
So let me ask you, did you experience the two suns while you was over in China or wherever?
Japan.
Yeah.
Oh,
we mean the two.
We talked about this on the podcast.
Explain that to me.
So they released basically like an artificial sun, like for a period in time. So basically it was two suns up. So it's like playing around with like God, basically.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Which we thought was fucking insane because it's like it would never be, nighttime.
Yeah.
Like, the benefits of nighttime is like nigga ain't gonna know what time it is. Can you imagine a raccoon like, nigga, it's just up. You know what I mean? Like nocturnal animals, bats can never get up. You know what I mean? Like it will cause a huge problem, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
that's just you never heard of that?
Experienced that. No. What
Then,
the fuck?
I never thought about it from that perspective. Nocturnal animals don't get up.
Yeah.
So like, what we need bats for? What does bats help in our ecosystem?
I don't know. They got mad bats in Japan.
Insects. Their droppings. What? This like fertilizes something from their droppings,
Okay.
So yeah, they everything has a reason.
Even
everything
roaches,
has a purpose. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Roaches ain't never had a reason.
Right?
Roaches ain't never had a point.
It lets me know I need to take a light in somebody's house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Get the fuck up out of there. Make sure you shake your jacket before you go.
Man.
Make sure
Yeah,
roaches have a purpose
nah,
too.
Fuck roaches.
Roaches ain't never had no purpose in life.
Stand by that.
Word, nigga. A fly got more purpose than roaches.
How the fuck?
They just that goes back to me saying they just got too much downtime over there to be trying shit like that.
Yeah.
All this shit going on in the world, y'all fucking around with an artificial sun and shit.
Yeah, no.
Matter of fact, that might have.
COVID still was around. Like COVID was.
That's what I'm saying, bro. They had too much downtime, bro. Like that was way too much downtime. Like, but it's certain parts of the world where it's literally no sundown though.
I'm about to say,
Isn't like Alaska or some shit?
There's a part
Like
of
some
Alaska.
time of the season,
it's a part of
they don't.
Upper Europe.
Always daytime or some shit.
Antarctica don't have no sundown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn.
Nah, I need that.
1 a.m. bright sun out.
Oh, I would hate that.
Yeah.
2 a.m. bright sun out.
Wouldn't that fuck with like the tide of the ocean with two suns?
Everything.
I feel that would
That
fuck
shit
up your
would fuck
mental
some
health.
shit.
Like I don't know. Like I just don't feel like that's.
Now I
bad.
did see this one video on Instagram. I think it's some part of Europe. It was very mountainous and shit like that, and it showed a time lapse. and it looked dope. Now, don't get me wrong, but it was like literally like the sun was up, but it wasn't like completely up like it would be at high noon. But it was still out though, like 11 p.m., 12, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Get higher, and then as soon as it would never get to a point where it was like completely gone. No.
Yeah.
I know when I was in Italy the first time, like the sun didn't go down to like 10 p.m.
I'd never experienced that.
Yeah, that was trippy.
Whoa.
But like that's as late as I would see it.
The latest
being
I've
up.
seen the sun go down was probably 8:45, 9 o'clock.
All right, so what about the position of the sun and how it went down? Like, was it like how? All right, so here,
Yeah.
to the left it'll be, or to the north it'll be like sun's coming up as the moon's going down to the south. Because in South Africa, it was like I'm facing one like south basically, but the moon's up and the sun's like they're passing each other essentially.
I will have to pay attention next time.
Yeah.
I'll let y'all know
Yeah.
when I pay attention.
Here is way different.
Yeah.
One you can catch the sun in Canada and you will see the moon downtown.
You in that Canada. That's true. I
Nigga love that Canada shit, bro.
It's the facts.
I was like,
It's
Canada?
the facts.
I'm from Canada? Okay.
And so what part of Italy were you in? Were you in northern Italy or southern Italy?
So like I was technically in Sicily. So
That's southern.
it's an island under Italy. Kind of like Okinawa is the island under Japan.
Okay.
But like I've traveled on mainland Italy is what they call it. So I've been to Naples, Rome, Milan. Yeah.
I heard Rome is nice.
Rome is straight, You can see every part. You can see the highlights of Rome like in walking distance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is that small?
To me, I thought it was mad small.
Okay.
And then getting on a metro was like mad easy. They only go one way or this way. It's not like complicated like DC or something.
Yeah.
Like different lines. So yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I don't know. Rome was cool. Milan was all right.
I would like Sicily though. Sicily sounds like it's be a cool place.
Sicily is dope because they have the active volcano, which I think is cool. And I actually rode an ATV on the active volcano
Okay.
because I'm a thrill seeker in my own little way. And I love wine, and they got mad, like, great wineries. And the mafia is real.
Yeah.
They really do have the mafia there.
Word. Them will really be out there.
No, they really be
we're not
out there like
surprised, yeah.
that. So I thought that was cool, but I don't know. I don't like islands, though. It's too fucking hot.
I would love that shit.
But this is why I don't come home during the summertime, because Charleston is hot as shit in the summertime.
But
And
I'm
man,
pretty
we're
sure that's a
tropical
different
people, man.
kind of heat, though.
Nah, like, it's humid, like...
I don't like it to be crazy hot, but I'm not a fan of cold for
I don't
a
like
extended
cold
period of
either.
time
Like, I don't like snow. Like, I ain't a fan of
Yeah,
snow
me
at
either.
all.
Hell no.
I like, unfortunately, as expensive as California is, I like San Diego weather. I love that weather.
Oh, okay.
It's so comfortable.
Yeah.
It's never too hot, not
I heard
really
San
cold.
Diego was nice.
Yeah, but it's so expensive, so I could never live there. I couldn't.
Yeah, that when it comes to me with the heat, it's the humidity factor.
Yeah, humidity is a bitch.
So
Yeah.
when you start tapping up into them high 90s and into the hundreds, I'm cool on that.
That's why I
bro.
couldn't live in nowhere like Texas and no shit like
Ooh,
that.
Texas be hot, but it's
See,
not
that's that
super
dry
humid
heat,
though.
man.
Yeah, it's not humid.
That's that
It's
dry
dry, yeah,
heat.
the dry heat. Yeah, the dry
I'll
heat.
take dry over this shit. That humidity is.
That humidity make it hotter, man.
It's like
And then you just feel like you're sweating and you just
Yeah.
feel dirty all the time. That's how I feel anyway.
if you step out, it's like that weather where you step out and fire for like 2 minutes outside in the sun. You come back, you gotta change your shirt.
Yeah, that's
And
yeah,
nobody
I'm not a
feels
fan.
like doing that all day.
No.
No,
I
no,
like
no.
70s type weather. I don't like extreme cold. I don't like extreme.
I could do 80s and even low 90s.
I don't know about 90s, man. That's what you
I could do low 90s.
I could probably. I like a good man 77.
Yeah,
77,
77.
77,
That's a vibe.
yeah,
That's a vibe.
77
But realistically,
is,
we're not gonna get that all the time. You
Not
get what I'm
here.
saying? So
Not here.
You know, places year round, you'll get 70s.
77 with a good breeze.
Yeah,
I mean, that's perfect.
even like when I was
75.
in San Diego, when
It's
it was like
Shit, I like
kind of like
65.
65.
I
I mean,
love
like today
65.
is like 65. This is nice.
Yeah, this
I
is
fuck with
yeah.
65.
Yeah, like the last couple days here have been nice.
Yeah.
The weather, I can do that.
Yeah, because it was cold as shit last week. Like, was it last week or 2 weeks
Nah,
before?
it was like Christmas. around
Around
Christmas.
It was like
cold
fucking
as
It was
30.
freezing. It was like
Oh.
20, 19 degrees.
Hell
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
But that's when the whole country was like cold as fuck.
That's when it was fucking cold in Orlando. It was like 35 degrees in Orlando.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
that because it was 19 here.
It's cold as hell.
It was 19.
Oh, hell no. No, cold, I can't do cold. Especially, for some reason, when it's cold outside, it's breezy.
You can't really function in your body.
Why
is
is it
that
windy,
cold.
too?
See, that's the one thing I'll give the edge over being hot versus cold. So, like, when it's hot, you just got to deal with the heat. You can still move your body freely.
Yeah.
When it's cold like that, bro, you're constricted. Like, you just trying to maintain warmness, bro. Like, you can't really be out here doing nothing when it's 19 degrees outside, bro.
And truthfully, it's way easier to find water than it is to find heat. So if I'm hot, I can find some water to cool me down. If I'm cold, I gotta try to find heat.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier for me to find water than to find heat.
I could be in the house in the wintertime.
Yeah.
I'd be in the house regardless because I just don't like hot or cold. Period.
You just like right in the middle.
Right in the middle, man.
Yeah,
That's all I can do.
Yeah, when it's cold, man, you just want to just get the fuck in the crib.
No,
dog.
dead ass. I don't even want to go to work. I
Yeah.
don't want to get up to go to work.
Yeah, no.
That ain't it.
You gotta get up and crank your car and all that, man.
I had to shovel my car to snow before.
See, that's a
look at
lifestyle
that.
I
That
can't
in
do.
a long time.
That's a lifestyle I can't
That
live.
ain't
That's
for
why I
me.
would never move back to New York. I'm
That
not
ain't
dealing with
for
shit
me.
like that.
Mm.
I'm
That's
cool
ghetto.
on that shit.
No, that's ghetto. That's a no.
Shovel your
But
driveway.
some people do got to do that shit though.
Yeah.
Every day.
I feel sorry for them.
And that's why they got the trucks out there from the city like every morning.
Yeah, they be prepped up
They
north
be
for
prepped
like
up there,
yeah,
yeah.
but if it's snowing in South Carolina,
Well, you're-
niggas
Oh, we're
ain't gonna know what to
fucked.
do.
Fuck. You gonna have to wait that shit out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, there's no salt trucks coming, no nothing. You just gotta
Ain't
thug
got
it
no
out.
salt
People don't know how to drive in it. Like they not prepped for that. They
Driving
not prepped for
fast,
that.
so you hit a part where it's ice, black ice. And
Yeah,
you
it's a
skid
wrap,
it.
man. You
Oh, I'm cool.
nah,
Yeah,
I'm cool on that.
nah. Been there, done that. I'm good. No,
I'm
thank you.
scared to drive on the ice, man. I don't even fuck around like that. I'll sit there and I'll cause when we had that snow, I think it was 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Man, I walked to Harris Teeter and got me food, bro.
Nah, walk.
Yeah, I walked.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, nah, I'm not about to drive on the ice.
It was cool
Like,
when it was snowing. It was all that snow, but then
Yeah.
when shit, you got to get to moving around.
When
You
that
got to
shit
wait
stick,
shit out.
yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
died during that shit too. Somebody got hit by a truck on the side of the road.
Oh, I think I
shit.
heard that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Shit was crazy.
R.I.P.
So you saying your next girl's trip gonna be to like I'll play.
I'm going by myself.
You ever been to Greece?
I have been. I've been to Athens.
You been to Athens?
Yeah.
Okay. Cause I always am kind of like interested in like that lower part of like Greece, Italy, because it's so close to Africa, like northern
right.
Africa.
Facts, yeah.
And it's like y'all people kind of got like darker toned skin. I mean, I kind of know what it was because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Moors came over there, but
Yeah.
it's just kind of like, you know, it just always kind of interests me just because of that. Just like, you know, Africans like actually came over here and like set ground and shit. And like hundreds of years later, you can still see that shit.
Facts.
And because their skin tone is, you know, darker.
darker,
a
yeah.
little darker. So, you know, I just be kind of interested in that.
No, like Athens was cool because I like history, so it was cool seeing the Colosseum and all that. But like Athens has great food, but it's kind of ghetto.
For real?
Yeah, like a lot of graffiti, a lot of like people trying to get money off of you and stuff like that.
What about Mykonos? Mykonos.
Never been to Mykonos. That's like the party island.
Okay.
So that's on the to-do list. And then Santorini is where everybody goes and they take those pretty ass pictures. But ain't nothing to do in Santorini except for take pretty ass pictures.
Damn.
Damn.
See, that's
Yeah.
that social media
So
shit,
it's just,
bro.
Yeah.
yeah, people no, like it's funny when you travel to places and you be like, people talk about it on Instagram and they gas it. And then you go there and you're like, there's really nothing to do here except
Like,
for take
what's-
some pretty ass pictures.
Like Dubai. I want to know what's there to do.
I
in
never
Dubai.
been to Dubai. I have no desire to go to Dubai though, but I
Me
feel like they
neither,
gassing
though.
that place too.
Oh, that's definitely for the optics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's for the optics. People go to certain places
Because
just
it
to
looks
look
like a
certain way.
nice place.
Yeah.
Dubai looks like a nice place.
But I've never been interested.
I never been interested
No.
in going either. No.
I actually don't want to go where everybody else go. The only reason why I went to like certain places is because they were on my bucket list.
The top 3 social media cities, in my opinion, is Santorini, Greece,
Yes.
Dubai,
Yes.
and Tulum.
I was just thinking that. Yes.
Yeah.
But I have
Yeah.
no desire to go to Mexico at all.
Me
I do
either.
not want to go to Mexico.
My cousin went to Mexico and he was like telling me about it and I was like, yeah, I'm straight.
Nah, I don't want to go to Mexico.
Mexico is in war right now with the police.
I thought
did
they were
see
always.
that. I did see that.
Yeah.
Is that like that's a long going thing though, right? I
Yeah,
thought
well,
that been a thing.
they caught El Chapo's son.
Son.
And so, yeah, it's a full-out war. There was a
Okay.
plane trying to take off, and, like, the gunshots going crazy. Like niggas are on the floor in the plane. Yeah.
Now imagine if you have went to Tulum or went to Mexico for a trip, and all of a sudden this shit going on, nigga. You like what the? You?
That's why I don't want to go because I just hear like Mexico always is some shit, and I don't want to go someplace.
When I went on that cruise as a kid to Cozumel, actually I had a good time. I didn't expect to have a good time.
Though. You was on a cruise.
Yeah, I was on a cruise.
And they probably sent you to like the safe places. Yeah.
It kept you out on the outside. Niggas ain't going inside.
There's actually no safe place in Mexico because they will shoot up the terrorist areas.
So you could be in Tulum for vacation and you could be in danger.
I wouldn't say maybe like Cancun area. Not so much Tulum. Tulum's like an hour and some change maybe from Cancun, which people fly into Cancun because that's the main spot. But yeah, even that, when we was there, getting on the plane, the same place that we was partying the whole week, there's people on jet skis and was spraying the vacationers on the beach with machine guns.
Wow. Yeah, I'm cool on that shit, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's what's like, you think about it, how you going to get at the military, you know, the money's coming in from the tourist district, the tourist side, let's hit the money. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Cartel hell, bruv.
Yeah, I'm straight.
Yeah, I'm cool on that shit.
I'm good on Mexico.
Cool. Them niggas can have that shit, bro.
Hell no, y'all niggas can have them pictures. Have them pictures,
niggas can have that shit for real, bro.
Bro.
Like, it telling you, man, it's the optics, the aesthetic, and all that shit.
I mean, it's a beautiful place. Don't get me wrong. You know, I don't go in there thinking I'm gonna get harmed or in any kind of danger because we were staying. We wasn't staying on the tourist district. We were staying in the city with the locals.
Yeah.
And it was like the neighborhood to our left was beefing with the neighborhood to the right, but we had 24-hour security. Which one night these idiots gave the security guard a bottle. Yo, we got back from the club. This nigga is knocked the fuck out. He done tapped the bottle, and he in the little booth and knocked out, bro.
Security at that.
Yeah.
They gonna fuck around, lose his job.
Hell yeah.
I ain't snitch, but you know what I'm saying? But that's some crazy shit. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be protecting some people here. You know what I mean? Like, this is a big job, and you know what's going on out here in these streets. So
You knocked out.
yeah, but our homeboys are hell for that shit, too. So, you know, drinking with security. But we was wild. It was a good time. I love Mexico. Love it there. Love it.
You love Colombia, too.
I love Colombia.
You gotta say it like it.
I love it, dog. Nah, it's just, you know, they're good people, man. Like, not everybody's bad. It's just like, you know, same shit here in Americas. You know what I'm saying? But it's a good time. The chicken's different, though. The chicken is fucking different.
The chicken is different?
The chicken's different.
Good or bad?
Bussin'.
Oh, okay.
Went to the little
Boy
chicken
don't got
spot.
no
I don't know
antibiotics in their chicken or something.
Nigga, it looked like they grabbed the chicken out the yard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was it was that kind of fresh, but it was really good. Like it wasn't like our chicken at all. But yeah, it was. Like they basically give you a whole chicken and they just chop that shit up right there. Put that shit on the dish. You got some fries
and
or
that
whatever.
Shit fire.
Yeah, fire, bro.
Yeah, them street foods in other countries be gas, bro.
Yeah. But you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful because parasites and shit and bacteria because you can end up getting a tapeworm from fucking like say like I know somebody who went to Ethiopia and was eating Ethiopian food, which they eat it here also, but in Ethiopia, different bacteria, different everything. End up getting tapeworm. End up taking like 2 years to get rid of them shit.
No, bro. I'm cool on that. You already know I'm a picky eater, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Erris, because Erris is a food person.
I love food.
And I rock with food too.
Now listen.
Yeah, he's not the
You picky?
Very
Ooh,
like
I don't
a
like picky
motherfucker.
eaters. That don't work.
Now listen though, I have brought in a little bit and trying certain. I'm not eating seafood. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. This
How
man.
the fuck are you in Charleston? You don't eat seafood.
That's what I'm
Have a
saying.
man.
He ain't never eat crabs. He ain't never just sat down to eat crabs.
What? Oh, that's sad. I love seafood. I've tried everything for the most part. Not everything, but some stuff.
Yeah.
But I just like food.
You know
I'm
what
very
food
open-minded.
surprised me that I ended up liking? It's fucking Indian food. I fucking love it. Indian food fire, bro.
That shit spicy though, isn't it?
Yeah, but that shit fire, though. Indian food fire. Trinidadian food fire. Cause they have like the roti and shit, and you could like put the food in the roti, roll it up and eat it. That shit busting.
Okay.
It's like just diversifying the food. My man here, he's like you said, he a picky eater.
You eat chicken tenders?
Nah, not if I
He
go
ain't
somewhere
gonna
else.
do that,
I ain't gonna go that far now. I will try some new shit, but it ain't gonna be seafood though.
Seafood is just where you draw the line. That's a no for you.
Like
Why?
that-
You had a bad experience? Are you allergic?
Nah, I just don't like. I don't like. I'm a smell type eater.
Oh, I mean,
So off rip, that's a
if you
dub.
care about smells, then
Yeah.
seafood ain't for you.
Yeah, the seafood's not for you.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Mediterranean food is
Mediterranean
pretty good.
food is good. Yeah.
Of course, like all Japanese food, but we did have to retire the
Sushi.
Chinese food. We all had to retire the Chinese food.
No.
Death
what
to the
happened?
China boy.
We had to
Nah,
retire
what
the
happened?
Chinese
Y'all-
food.
Man, listen,
though.
I don't know
If-
what
did
it
it
is
fuck y'all
over the
up?
last 6. No, it didn't fuck me up. The taste has just went down tremendously.
Oh, really?
chicken
Then the
wings
spot
ain't
that we
chicken.
was going to, like they was A1.
There wasn't chicken winging like
There wasn't
here?
chicken
Nah,
winging.
that
There
shit
wasn't
wasn't
chicken
winging,
winging,
bro.
That shit was a chicken.
That shit was.
We all came. It's like we all came to
That
a
shit was
conclusion.
mid as
Like
hell,
Where did
bruh.
y'all go?
Asian Gourmet off of Dorchester.
Yangs, I fuck with the
And that shit was
Yangs
fun.
and-
Like they chicken wings was the best I done had in a minute. Then over the last 6 months, it was like
Just been.
the last 2 times that shit was
You got
trash.
a new cook or something?
I had no idea that shit wasn't hitting.
Man.
So I just haven't had the desire for it.
Yeah.
Like sesame chicken used to be my favorite.
That's your thing?
Well, sesame and General Tso's, but as I grow older, I fuck with General Tso's more as I grow older.
And I'm officially off the Zaxby's train.
off the Zaxby's train.
Yeah, I'm off the
Shit.
Zaxby's train.
They
fell
toast be
off.
hitting,
No,
though.
that-
that toast be hitting.
That shit fell off.
That's all I
bruh.
care about.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie.
lie.
I was late to the party. Maybe it just might be the one by Tanga because them motherfuckers don't give a fuck. It's something about.
No,
see?
it's not just the one by Tanga. It's
See
all
it?
around. It's all around.
No.
Nah, the one in Somerville be straight, bro.
Because I had the one on Dorchester
Xavier
Road.
Square.
I had the one on Dorchester Road about 2 weeks ago.
It wasn't
But
hitting?
collectively,
One hitting.
yeah, because dog,
One
listen,
hitting.
I don't know what it is about the Tanga, but them food spots sometimes, customer service wise, bro, they be on some bullshit.
You know what? Customer service has gone down a bit in Charleston.
Oh yeah, since the pandemic though.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic, everybody had pretty much across the board good service. After and I get it because a lot of people either don't want to be there, but that still don't make.
But that's
up
your
for the
job,
fact-
my
That's
G.
your job.
Like, why
see
you
what I'm
over
saying?
here being rude
But
to
ever
me?
since the pandemic, bruh, places have really been like, you know what, fuck this shit.
You know who has the worst customer service? Fucking Charlotte, North Carolina has the worst
For real?
fucking customer service.
I haven't
Nigga.
experienced that.
Maryland-
You know, I dabble in
Maryland,
Charlotte.
D.C., they got trash customer service.
Got trash cause my mom said when she was in New Orleans, she got trash customer
Really?
service. Yeah, she was at a McDonald's. She said that
Oh,
shit
it's
was horrible. That's what I tried to tell her.
It's
It's fucking
McDonald's,
McDonald's.
though.
That's what I'm
Come
trying
on,
to tell her.
man.
It's fucking McDonald's.
Nobody expect the customer service at
Nah,
McDonald's.
but I'm gonna keep it real with you. In Charlotte, dog, it's bad customer service all over the place. I don't give a fuck where you go to, from the gas station to a restaurant to a retail
Even
store.
Chick-fil-A?
I have never. I mean,
I
no,
never had
no.
a
I
bad
mean,
experience
well,
with
That's what I'm saying.
well, I never had bad.
I've
That's
had
the
a bad
only place.
experience at Chick-fil-A in Maryland. That's how I know they customer service trash, because Chick-fil-A always got good customer service.
Yeah,
Always.
In
regardless.
Maryland, they was giving me attitude. I was like, oh my God, what type of Chick-fil-A is this?
The one that go through that thorough hiring process, man. It's supposed to go through that thorough hiring process.
Exactly.
Working with
I thought
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A was on point.
Yeah.
Like, they don't play, but they was rude in Maryland. But I ain't gonna lie, since I've been back home in Charleston, I'm like, the Southern hospitality don't quite hit like it used to.
Because a bunch of these people ain't from around here
That's
no more.
facts.
Yeah, man, it's starting to. A lot of shit has changed, man. I don't know.
It's depressing. Every time I come home, it's like everything look different. It's a lot of people that's here that ain't from here,
Mm-hmm.
and it just don't feel the same anymore. Like when I came home, I used to be like happy to be home, but
Yeah.
now I'm like, it's just something to do.
Just something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gotta do it just cause see family.
Just to see family, and
Yeah.
even then they get on my damn nerves. So there's that. Like,
Your family definitely get on your nerves. So before we came in here, we was having a conversation. You was talking about possibly starting like a mental health podcast.
yes.
And how do you
Yes.
feel about just mental health has overall been a bigger topic? What made you even want to possibly get into that?
So, COVID really fucked a lot of people up. Like, for real.
It fucked one of
COVID,
my family members up real bad.
same.
Yeah.
And COVID, when COVID first hit, I was in Italy. And Italy is one of the countries where it hit it the worst. So
I do remember hearing.
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
I remember,
And
yeah.
we were on lockdown.
Lockdown,
Like, for
lockdown,
real. Like,
yeah.
you had to have like permission, like a permission slip of where you were going. And if the cops stop you and you ain't had a reason to be out there, they will fine you.
Oh,
That's
damn.
how bad it was. So like I was on lockdown there, and then when I went to Okinawa, Japan don't play either. Was on lockdown there. So I technically been on lockdown way longer than y'all been on lockdown in the States. So I didn't realize how much I liked being around people until I was on lockdown. I always thought I was an introvert, until I was on lockdown, and I was like, no, I need like companionship.
Yeah.
And I was going through it, like I was going through a divorce and moving and being by myself for the first time, and went through depression, all that. Like it was, last couple of years have been a journey for me. Okay. And I'm not ashamed to talk about it because I feel like we need to talk about that more. We need to talk about like mental health and like, you know, people always say like depression. Oh, I'm depressed. They use that word so loosely. But if you ever been depressed, listen, that ain't a loose word. It's like where you don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to eat. You don't want to shower. You don't want to talk to people. You don't want to exist. That's how I felt.
Damn.
So that's why I want to have a podcast for like Black people in general, for us to talk about it. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to go to therapy. It's okay to be medicated if you need to be. It's okay to be vulnerable about your feelings. Like, we need to talk about it more, and then like make it more acceptable to seek help outside of religion or drink it away, sleep it away, sex it away, you know, whatever Solange was talking about in that song, like all that shit I was doing too. But it's like, at the end of the day, you have to like figure out how to help yourself and pull yourself out of that. Because I was in Japan by myself. That's the first time I've been by myself.
Damn.
No relationship, no family. Like, that's the first time I had to like sit in myself and deal with my problems. So that's why I want to talk about it, because like I've been through it and I know how hard it is to get out of it, especially by yourself. And there are resources, and I just want to be a voice for that. Like, that's why I told you when I listened to that podcast, the first time I was here 4 years ago, so different. I changed so much in 4 years. Like, I give myself and other people a lot more grace. I am a lot more open-minded. I don't judge nobody of the things that they've been through or the things that they did, because I done did some fucked up shit, been through some fucked up shit. But, like, I always feel like we all on our own journey, and we just shouldn't judge other people's journey. You know, we should be open-minded and give people grace, because we all here just trying to figure it out. So that's the type of time I'm on right now at 33 years old, which is hard to say, because I just celebrated my birthday, and I feel old as shit.
We need to we gotta dead that. We gotta dead that.
I know.
We gotta dead that.
I know.
And I've been saying that before I've turned 30, like, because people start feeling like that post 25. And I'd be like, bruh, that's a quarter. You still remember a few episodes ago, I said I was having a conversation with somebody about like how it takes 10 years to be great. And then there'd be people in their 20s be talking. I'm like, bruh, like, even me, I've still been a child more than I've been an adult. You're a child up until like 17, 18. I'm 31. I still have been a child more than I've been an adult. So I think when you start, of course, like, you know, it's cool to joke on and shit like that. And that could be due to social media too. But like, yeah, 33 shouldn't be looked at as, oh my God.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? But
I know.
But I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, like, I hate to be like that, because like, I don't know why 33 just feels different.
Maybe because you experienced a lot through your 20s. So
I've been through a lot of shit. And then like, but like 30s has been good to me. Despite the trials and tribulations I've been through, like, I just see life so different after 30. And a lot more self-aware. Accountability has been my thing. I don't want to blame other people for my problems. I know what I did to get myself here. And I don't know. I'm excited about my 30s. It's just, the only reason why I care so much about 33 is because I have a plan reproductively. And that's why I'm like counting down. Like, ooh, I need to figure out what I'm trying to do. Otherwise, if I never wanted kids, I'd be like, shit, this is the best time of my life. But because I'm on a time crunch in my brain, that's why I'm like, damn, 33 sound like, man, I'm getting up there.
Do you think those trials and tribulations also help you in terms of knowing what you can handle to a certain level?
Listen, I am way more resilient than I thought I was. However, I don't like to say strong, because, you know, that whole strong Black woman thing, like, we can handle everything.
Doesn't necessarily mean you want to go through that shit.
Hell no, I don't want to go through that. I don't want to have to prove my strength through the shit I've been through.
Nobody should actually.
That's real.
I don't want to prove it, but like, you know, at the same time, it's like, man, I've been through some shit, and I went through that shit by myself. I didn't have my mom right there. I didn't have like a spouse to hold on to and help me get out of it, you know, and making friends as you get older is hard too. So I didn't have like my besties, my real friends that live here around me. So I had to like pull myself out of depression by myself. And that's when I was like, oh yeah, girl, like you stronger than you think you are. You're way more resilient. But I just don't want. It sucks going through that shit by yourself. I'm not gonna lie. So, I mean, therapy help. I think everybody should be in therapy. But what are y'all opinions on therapy?
I did it for a little while.
I've done therapy.
Yeah.
Early 2021. I did it for about 3-4 months.
Why'd you stop?
Well, I actually did it through my job, but I'm still actually in contact with the lady who does it. So, because I mean, we just had a good experience on both ends as far as like, you know, with me being her client and you know, stuff like that. But it was a good experience. I still reach out to her if I need to talk.
Yeah.
But as far as like the actual standard of doing it, it's not that type of structure. But she just like, you know, she told me like, hey, like even though this is gonna end soon, you can still reach out to me and talk to her. So if I have any questions or I'm feeling any type of way, I can still reach out to her. She has an open line.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
I've been about like 2 or 3 times. I haven't been real consistent on it. But I mean, that's definitely something I would, you know, like to get consistent with because, you know, we all got things that, you know, we gotta, you know, work on. And then especially, you know, through like, you know, because the last time I went, I talked about stuff from my childhood and how stuff from your childhood could kind of carry over.
Yes.
And so when I was talking about that, it kind of really opened my eyes. And then, you know, even with that being said, I actually had like a talk with my mom about it. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, she kind of gave me some advice on it. So therapy is always good. It's always a good as far as like reflection of yourself and having somebody else kind of look at you from the outside looking in.
Facts.
And then, you know, you tell them your thoughts. But my mom said the therapist is not supposed to solve your problems. She's supposed to just help you, guide you to help solve your problems, but she's not there to solve them. So.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people stop going to therapy so quickly is because they think the therapist is there to solve their problems. But that's not it. Like, it took you how many years to get to this point, and you think you're going to, like, be fixed in a couple months? Like, that's just not how that works.
Because honestly, what they do, they basically asking you questions, and you have to...
You're thinking through it.
You have to think it through it, and then you have to ask yourself, okay, does this make sense? Does this make sense? And they'll ask you the questions in a form that'll make you ask yourself, like, damn, like, maybe I do need to reflect on that. Maybe that did do that.
Yes.
Yeah, so, they're not there to actually solve your problems. But, I mean, they're professionals for a reason. They know what they're doing.
Exactly.
And they do it great.
So, like, like when I went to therapy, I wasn't there for them to fix my problems. I just was there to, like, figure out, first of all, there's some problems I had I didn't know. So, like, they unpacked some shit that you didn't even think was still affecting you, like that whole childhood stuff. You think you get over that, but then it still resonates in your day-to-day life and how
certain
you deal
ways,
with people, how you deal with friends, family, relationships. So it's still a lot of the stuff that I thought that didn't matter to me mattered. Like, it still hold true in my life as an adult, which sucked. But yeah, like I've been in therapy for a year and a half, actually. I actually plan to continue to be in therapy because my thing is I know everything wrong with me, but I gotta like act on changing. So you can go to therapy all you want. You can talk about your problems, but if you're still doing the same shit, you ain't going to see no progress. So that's my thing. My thing is to put action behind my words. Put action behind the advice that I get from my therapist.
And that's the accountability that you was talking about earlier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's all coming together, but I just got to like move in my words.
Yeah,
like,
and it's not going to happen overnight.
It's
a process.
It took me a long time to get here. So
it's
going
It's
to take
definitely a process for sure.
Yeah. But
For sure.
my best friend would tell me for years I need to go to therapy.
Yeah.
But you know, you never want to, you can't go until you're ready.
Yeah.
So.
And I advise people to do it. I'm still in therapy. I've gone on 2 years now, and I love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it lets me know I'm not fucking nuts. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. Like we have self conversations. I mean, I feel like we actually are our own therapists in our own sense. Like we talk ourselves off of ledges and talk us in the right direction all the time.
Yeah.
But it's just good to have that that reference from a person who doesn't know you from a can of paint.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like I can talk to my best friend. I can talk to any one of y'all.
Unbiased.
And
Yeah.
y'all can give me the opinions, but because y'all know me, and y'all know what's the right things for me.
Yeah.
But for a person that doesn't know me from a can of paint, that's very objective. I needed that shit. And
You
I
need an
enjoyed
objective
that.
point of view. Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%. And I recommend, take time out. Do your research on a good therapist and fill out who the person is who you're going to connect with, because that also matters. You just can't chop it up with anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to do
sure.
a thorough background check.
Facts.
And that's just crazy that you said that you said like you go there and like you're not crazy. I feel like everybody who go to therapy always got that one moment like, I knew I wasn't fucking crazy, dog. I knew I wasn't fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like I think everybody who, when they go through that shit, they got that one moment.
No, for sure. And I mean, it was, tragedy and loss is definitely, it's you need to talk to somebody.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I think 2020 in general, I think everybody needs to fucking talk to somebody because ain't nobody sane or felt like they're prior to 2019. Like I can't even think about
Life is not known like I was
Yeah.
2019.
I can't even think
It's
about
not.
what that
Even
time
the
was like.
engagement on a day to day is not the same how it
Totally
was
different.
2019
Yeah.
now. And I don't think it ever get back to that. And
Oh,
I just
no.
think, I feel like for me, like 2020 was just like that checkpoint. It was like a checkpoint at my life. Like if I had to think over the course of my life, 2020 would be like a big checkpoint. It was a transition to, recognizing, learning to not let certain shit. My biggest thing was just entertaining the bullshit. I always felt like things needed a reaction.
Facts.
I always felt like things needed a reaction, whether it just be verbally. But a lot of shit is just, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth your peace.
No, facts.
And then it was times like, because I know my body, and I know when my shit will be off because it's going to start right here.
Yep.
It's going to start right in my gut. And I feel like if my gut is out of whack, I'm going to just be like, bro, I'm giving this shit too much fucking energy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, now you done fucked up my mood. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, a lot of shit don't be worth it because my whole thing is like, what's the solution? Let's get to a solution. Or I can just cut that shit off.
Not facts.
Facts.
And then also you could do a thorough process with that too, because some problems do need to be addressed. And when you address it, and then, like I said before, like on the show, even with family, like if you get to a point where you constantly trying to make something work. Well, if you did your process
That's all you can do.
that's all you can do. You know what I'm
man.
saying?
And that's the thing, man. Going into life and giving it your fucking best, and that's the thing. Like my father always said, like if you give it your all, I'm fine with that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you gave it your fucking all. I can't expect you to be the best that you can be without you giving your all. You know what I mean? So that was one thing that always registered with me when it came to looking at life and even going through trials and tribulations with a lot of losses. You know what I mean? I lost more homeboys than my daddy. My daddy's in his 70s. You know what I mean? That's insane. But for me, how do I get through that? How do I continue to see, kids crying for their fathers or seeing mothers crying for their sons? You see what I'm saying? Like, shit's tough as fuck, and it weighs on you, and it weighs on you. But niggas sit there, and we were, granted, I only can speak this because I lived it. You know what I mean? And going to the bottle after funerals and turning up and all that shit. Yeah, you're supposed to celebrate life and all that shit, but that's more damaging than it does good.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And that's one thing. Like I much rather sit there and chop it up when everybody's gone and just get that piece out, or maybe even come back a week later or two weeks later. But every Friday we go visit one of my homeboys. He passed in 2020 in April, and we chop it up with him every Friday.
Dang.
That's one
Alright.
thing that
That's dope.
as a cohesive, as all my niggas from the city, we go to the graveyard every Friday. You know what I mean? But that right there, it's a step for niggas to be able to let whatever out. You know what I mean? Because that was our little battery. You know what I mean? He was hyped in charge all the time. But long live little man, big up that nigga. And yeah, man, therapy, definitely get it. I
Yes.
recommend it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, we getting deep.
Hey man, that's what it's about, man. I mean, a lot of people are gonna kind of probably snarl it at first because, first of all, they never experienced it, and they're afraid to have that mirror up.
Man.
You see what I'm saying? And having the mirror up is really like
It's
hard for a lot of people.
It is.
It's hard for a lot of
is.
people, man, to be like, damn, like I do have this problem.
Yes.
I do have to kind of wear this, go through it, let it do its process, and then put in the work to be better. And a lot of people just don't. They don't even want to take the first step as far as putting up the mirror. And that was
mirror
one of
ain't
the
no
things.
joke.
Like when I first got to,
Yeah.
when I first got there, it was like, okay, this is what it is. And I think everybody pretty much know the depths of their problems. So like for me, and that's why I wanted an objective standpoint, because when I got clarity on it, it wasn't something that for me that was just too deep, but it was something that was like, okay, yeah, this is something that could help you be a better person. But at the same time, too, I never wanted to get caught up in, the thing of like chase of perfection. Like, because people think that you're gonna, like, I remember I asked on our 200th episode, I'm like, what if you reach a certain age and you're like okay with who you are as a person? Is it okay to, like, if somebody was to ask you, like, is there anything that you need to work on? Let's say you like 45, 50.
Yeah.
And somebody say, no, like, I'm actually good with who I am. Is it okay to say that? Because where do you draw the line at chase of perfection and then also, reaching a point to where, like, damn, like, is it okay to say I'm good with who I am as a person? Is that okay? Or is it something that you always need to work on?
I think it's like kind of depending on like first like how you're kind of wired as a person. Are you somebody that's like chasing things and have goals and things like that? If you're that kind of person, then yeah, you're gonna look at it from that perspective. But if you're somebody who's just like
speaking from a personality standpoint.
Yeah, from a personality standpoint. Because some people, they might have felt like, you know what, I did what I had to do to this point. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm just going to kick my feet back and I'm good. And,
Yeah.
and also, like, if you're somebody who's, let's say they work in a certain industry, they feel like, okay, even though, like, let's say there's somebody like a painter, some shit like that. In that industry, there's, like, no age limit. So you could have been all right between 20 and 40, and when you hit 45, you start becoming immaculate at your perfection. And so then you go from 45 on and just keep getting better and better. So it just, like you said, depends on personality, and it also kind of depends on, like, what you're doing. Like I said, like anything like of that where you just feel like you could just keep getting better and better at it, and it's something that doesn't really have a time limit, like an age limit to it.
So then
you could keep flourishing.
So at that point, it would also be subjective, right?
Yeah, it would also be subjective because, like I said, like if you're one of I'll take my father for instance. My father was in the military. They had a state job. Was about to retire. This man don't want to do shit else. He's got his house.
But he's content.
He's content. He's got his house. His house is paid for.
Yeah.
Got some nice cars. Got money. Got going to get insurance. All this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Unless he wants to just go and pick up a hobby or some shit, he don't got to do shit. He could just get up, follow his regular routine, and then come back home and then just cool out.
So you feel like he reached his peak, like that? That's it.
Yeah, do anything. Yeah, unless you wanted to like pick up something else. Yeah. Like you've kind of reached the peak of what you set out to do. You set out to be financially stable for the rest of your life, and you accomplished that. Because
like people always say, like we always hear like when somebody do something and they say the famous line, "Nobody's perfect." You get what I'm saying? And we all know we can't be perfect. So my thing is, if we know we can't be perfect, then what's the cap? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I really think it's a personality thing.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm speaking from a personality standpoint.
For me, I'm never satisfied. Okay. That's my personality. I'll reach a goal and then I'll make another one. Like I'm always striving for growth. And my mom always told me, like, you don't stop growing until you dead. Like, and if you there's always something you can improve upon. So that's my personality.
Even at 85 years old,
even at 85 years old, there might be something you can improve upon. My grandma, like 70-something years old, there's plenty of things she can improve upon. Maybe not in her brain, but if you look on the outside, like there's always something you can be better at or improve upon personality, like internally, outwardly, or whatever. So that's why I think that whole like the cap depends on your personality. Yeah. Okay. Some people just content with like, I had this goal, I accomplished it, I'm done. That's it. Yeah. Whereas other people, they reach a goal, they make another goal. They always got a goal. There's always something they striving for. They're never content. And that's something my best friend had a conversation about. Like, we just those type of chicks, like, we're never content. Like, we always got something we striving for. We're just never comfortable. I don't know. It's weird to be that way. And maybe that's where you can like have that thing where you can never be truly pleased.
And I feel like in terms of working towards something, like making a living on this earth, you're always going to have to be better at that. I'm just speaking from a personality standpoint.
Like a personality
so like when you said, like your grandmother, right? If you 80-some years old, right? And you know you've had a particular just thing about yourself your whole life, yet it didn't overshadow who you was as a person as far as your engagement with yourself and other people. Yeah. Is that something that you still need to work on even at 80 years old?
I guess maybe if you okay with it, but I don't know. that's
because to
a
me
different
at that point,
Yeah,
personality.
because that's more like you stuck in
chasing
your ways
perfection.
at that
a lot of
point.
old people stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
But I met somebody at 25 that felt like where they was at is they were content with that. They were good at that. They were okay with that growth, and they were done.
Yeah.
At 25, I feel like that's too early to be okay with where you at.
That is true.
In my
can
brain,
see-
I'm like,
yeah.
how are you? But I guess they had a life where they overcame a lot of things, so they
Yeah.
felt like at that time they were good.
Yeah, but if you're at 25 and you feel like that, I'm pretty sure in the next 5 years something else will come up.
True, because you still got a lot more life.
You got
to
a lot
live,
more
a lot
life
more
to
Only
live.
a
experiences.
quarter
Yeah.
century.
So I guess
right.
that's like where your whole 85 thing, like, what else is there to go? What else you gonna experience to where you need to grow from? You never know.
It's got to be it's got to be something internal and something
That's what I'm
personal.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it's
Like,
gotta
it
be.
has to be an internal growth for you, but you have to want that. That's where it comes to a whole personality
If
thing.
you were that old person who was talking, no, I would say if you was that old person who was having a conversation with somebody and they kept talking, kept talking over them or kept cutting them off, because I know that's something a lot of people do. They
Yeah.
cut people off when they talk. Maybe when you hit 85, you be like, you know what, I'm just not gonna cut people
I
off.
think
when
it boils
talk.
down to like your foundation as a person, like how you treat people. That'd be my biggest thing. How you treat people on the day to day. Do you treat somebody who make $1 million the same way you treat somebody who's homeless?
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it all boils down to how you carry yourself on a day to day and how you treat. That's how I really look at it. Like interacting with people, you may have something that you don't know, like he said about just cutting somebody off.
Yeah.
I realize sometimes when I used to listen back at the podcast, I would have a habit of cutting somebody off, and sometimes I had to catch myself. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of how I wake up and go about my day to day, how I treat people, like I'm okay with that and I'm good with that. You see what I'm saying? I've never been a disrespectful person. Now, as far as personality, are there certain things that I need to work on sometimes? Yeah, for sure.
What do you need to
Definitely.
work on?
I would feel like being more open-minded in terms of engagement with people. Hearing other people's ideas more. Don't being so closed out to other people's suggestions.
Oh. Are you closed-minded? Do you?
I would
consider-
say sometimes, yeah.
Interesting.
Because it's funny because my boy JT, he was on the podcast a couple years ago, and he had a thing. He was like, it's like, I know Mike for 10 years now. One thing I know about Mike is going to do him. If anything, he's going to do him. And I get what he meant by that. Like, I
not
kind
gonna
of do
budge.
my own thing,
You're not
but
gonna
I'm not going to
budge.
budge on a lot
Yeah,
of
you're
shit.
not gonna budge.
It takes a lot of convincing sometimes. For
You're very
with me.
stubborn.
I can be in terms of like certain ideas people may have, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I kind of still want to do this though. But I've learned that it can slow down progression.
Absolutely.
It can slow down progression. Then when I actually go do it, be like, oh shit, like that was actually pretty dope. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
could be anything.
Yeah.
But I would say that would probably be my biggest thing is being a little bit more open minded to suggestions and ideas.
Okay. What you working on?
Me personally, probably just have to be more just I would have to say just sometimes sometimes I could be like quick on reactions. So
Relatable.
yeah, I could be quick on reactions and things instead of just like kind of thinking them out. So
Yeah.
sometimes I have to just kind of calm myself, like calm my mind down for that. And then that's one thing, yeah, just being quick on reaction, kind of being quick on things, whether it be good or bad, just being real quick to just like, sometimes I can kind of jump the gun on certain things, and sometimes that's not a good thing to do. So I try to chill from that. And then I wouldn't say I'm like an angry person, but just more or less like I've realized like sometimes like shit could just really get me, like I don't want to get pissed off with shit, but sometimes shit just really just be pissing me the fuck off.
Oh, I get it.
And I'm just trying to be like, all right, dog, I'm not about to let things have that like much power and control
over you.
Because sometimes I could just really just be like, dog, like,
And I think it's okay to be upset, but it boils down to actions. Are you letting it dictate certain actions?
yeah, are you letting
That's
it
true.
dictate things or making you say certain things that you don't really mean, or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You gotta just kind of like, you gotta put a vest on it. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
let it just go out of control, and then just. Because once you do that, once you put a vest on it, you'll start to learn how to maybe communicate a little bit better with people. You'll start to maybe see people's sides a certain way when you're not operating on red because you think somebody is you know, you might jump to conclusions a little too quick, and you think somebody meant one thing and it really didn't mean that way, and so
That's
you gotta, you know, it's
step back. You know?
Yeah, just step back sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Just step back sometimes. And so that's what I'm working on.
That's tough.
Yeah, it can be. You know, sometimes it can be, but you know,
It's like be a firecracker.
Yeah, you gotta live and you learn. You know,
Facts.
so
Yeah. Life.
yeah.
Am I supposed to tell y'all what I'm working on?
Yeah, since we've all indulged ours, it's only right.
Yeah.
I told you accountability is my thing.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to do better at making better decisions when it comes to who I let into my space. Because I see red flags all the time, but I don't listen because I just like do what I want to do. And I just like to have a story. I don't know. Sometimes I like chaos. It's really bad. But now I'm like, you know, I need to make better decisions of who I let into my space because all of this stuff that I've been through could probably have been avoided if I had like
it can
left
fuck up
instead
your
of going
structure.
right.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So now I'm just trying to like, when you see the red flags, go with the red flags. Don't try to give people a chance. Don't try to be open-minded. See, that's my problem. I'm too open-minded.
You're too
Whereas you
open-minded,
close-minded, like as you say, sometimes close-minded, I'm too open-minded. I like to give people a chance.
Yeah, when people show me who they are, I believe it.
And exactly. And I'd be like, oh no, maybe they'll change or potential. Or exactly. They don't. They show you who you are and you need to believe that. And don't give people so many chances. And don't keep repeating myself. When I already told them what I'm looking for, what I want, and they fuck up one time, keep it moving.
That's it.
Exactly. So I've learned not to waste my time anymore. Because, like, you already know, I was in a 10-year relationship. I ain't got 10 years to give nobody no more. You get a few months to fuck me over, and then you done. So that's where I'm at. Life too short.
Facts. You got to take every day and just try to make it as quality as possible.
Make the best out of this shit,
Make
man.
the best out of that shit.
Facts.
So once you're gone, you're gone.
Yeah, because I mean, you could just look up and just go left. Like, and even your experiences with people, like, even it could be a friend, it could be a family member, and then maybe the last conversation y'all might have had might have been some dumb shit, and then you get a phone call or you find somebody that passed away, and then you think to yourself like, damn, like that shit wasn't even that was really my biggest things over the last couple years was, is this shit really even worth it? Like when I look at the foundation of the argument, what's the foundation of this argument?
Yeah.
Like, bro, this shit ain't really worth it, man. Like,
In the grand scheme of things,
in the grand scheme of things, certain shit don't be worth it. Now, that don't mean that you let a lot of shit go undressed neither, because a lot of people that just keep some shit bottled up. But like, hey, bro, like you could have easily told, and if they respect you, they'll understand. Like, damn, like that shit affected them. I could work on that.
But what happens when the person don't respect you?
Oh, then I cut them off.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a disrespect for me.
Yeah, respect is non-negotiable.
No, facts.
Especially if I had a conversation. And see, that's the thing. People will make you try to feel bad for cutting them off when you've already had the conversation.
Shit.
Yeah, that's that gaslighting shit. And it's like, no, I've had the conversation with you. When I have a conversation with you and this shit go this way because of that, that just tells me you don't respect me.
Facts.
And
Which
there's
is
no
why I don't repeat
negotiation on
myself no
respect.
more.
Yeah, I'm not repeating myself.
Yeah, you tell them one time, give them one chance,
And then I cut you off.
and then you
That's
fuck it up again. Then disrespect is that's important.
Respect is very high.
Yeah, it's very
high.
important these days. Is respect.
Because somebody love you and they care about you, they're not going to disrespect you. I don't care what it is.
There it
And
is.
I done had some family members who, like, I don't fuck with, but I would never disrespect them.
Same.
Even still. Like, I ain't going to disrespect
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I'll disrespect the shit out of you.
There might be some people you might body slam.
Yeah, I'll disrespect the shit out of you. Like, so I'll disrespect
I'm just
the shit
speaking
out of you.
from a family aspect.
Can we talk about families? Because you know it's the holidays, and that's when you spend most of your time around your family, right?
Yeah.
Did you spend any time with your family?
Not this holiday. Last year I did.
Yeah, I spent a little bit of time with certain family members. But my thing is when you talk about family, like respecting families, you know, like we're older now. We're adults now. So remember when you were growing up and you had like your favorite aunt or your favorite uncle or your favorite cousins, and now you look at them through adult lens and you see them as problematic? Have y'all dealt with that?
Yeah.
Where you've grown
More so
up
cousins.
and you see like people you were really close with growing up with, and then now you see them through your adult lens and you're like, this person is problematic. I need to separate myself from them.
Yeah.
You said it's mostly cousins. What about you?
When it comes to family, this shit is kind of crazy. I wouldn't say we separated. Well, it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain this shit. It's more or less because I was around this uncle. He was the uncle, but he was our age.
Oh,
He was in our age.
Okay, got you.
And as we got older, we saw how shit was going for bruh and decisions bruh and things bruh was doing.
Yeah.
And then we was like, nah, even at my adult, he's like, nah, I can't really hang around this.
Yeah,
nigga
you
like
can't
that.
rock with them like that.
But then he also did like some wild shit, not to us, but that to really solidified it. And then we was like, okay, so
that's kind of like how it is with one of my sisters.
Yeah.
Currently. It's like, so it's like the love is never gonna fade, but at some point, and I gave her a lot of grace, but it's like I have to believe what you're showing me right now until I see a drastic 180.
Exactly.
And it's not going to be something that's a week, a month. No, this is going to have to be something that's continuous.
Take
time. But with that too, because speaking of my family, and I would never be the type to air them out or any family member out in a public setting.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I think we've seen a lot of that. And I get it there, Celeste, like with Master P and Romeo and his son and all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm never a fan of putting family shit out on social media because I haven't been on Facebook, but people tell me all the time, Facebook be family drama.
No, but for real though,
Facebook
I've
be
had family members
drama.
loud out other family members on Facebook Live, and I was
never
like,
doing that.
Yes,
that's wild.
Exactly. I would never do that.
My sisters can do the worst thing in the world. I would never air them out on social media.
No.
Yeah,
on
that's
Facebook,
ridiculous.
none of that, because at the end of the day, that's not for everybody else to see.
Exactly.
And I attach that to respect.
Yes.
So even with you may do some of the worst shit, I would never put our business or your business out on Facebook.
Same.
Instagram, none of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to still feel how I feel about you.
Absolutely.
But I would never do that because it's the embarrassment factor. And that's nobody else's business.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you can't take that back.
I can't take that back.
No, that's it.
So
That's
I'm never a
internet
fan
forever.
of putting shit out on social media. But I will still carry you a certain way. You will know that I don't fuck with you.
Facts. And that's what happened to me as I got older. Like people, like cousins I used to be really close to, or aunts and uncles I used to be really, really close to. And then now as I grew up and I've experienced life and I see certain traits in them that I don't want in my space because of where I am in life. Like I'm telling you, man, the older I get, the more I'm like peace over everything.
Yeah.
So, and that's regardless of
You have a low
friendship.
tolerance for bullshit.
I really do.
Because it
And
fucks up your process.
it really does. It really does. And I can love you from a distance. That's my thing. I can love you from a distance, but at the same time, like, there's things about you that you're 40, 50 years old and you still,
Remember
you
I
haven't
said
worked
that?
through.
Remember I said that, bro?
You haven't
I
worked
said
through
that on the
it.
podcast.
Yeah,
I
like,
did.
You haven't worked through, and I'm over here trying to work on myself, and you still okay with where you at, and I just can't put myself in the same room with somebody who doesn't see anything wrong with how they are, or what they do, how they treat people.
Especially at a certain age.
Exactly.
If you 45, 50, 60 years old, and me as a person, especially if I'm younger, and I've been trying to put in the work, no, that's just who you are.
Yeah.
That's who
It's
you are.
no disrespect. It's none of that. But
what about
love from a distance.
people who, at least maybe, once they get to that 40 or 50, maybe they might finally see it.
then they have to put in the work. That's
You
not
gotta
on
put in
me,
the
though.
work. Yeah.
You have to put in the work. That's
Like you
45
said,
years of buildup.
You never stop loving them. Like, but
No,
at the
you never
same
stop
time,
loving
like
them.
if I see you putting in the work, like you say, putting actions behind your words, then I'm a ride for you. But if you just say, "Oh yeah, I see what's wrong with me," okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's the first step.
Yeah.
But then what else?
What
What are you
else?
gonna do after that?
Yeah, definitely.
So and then you're right. That's 45 years worth of fuck ups and
Yeah.
things that weren't great. That takes a lot more time to
It's not gonna
make
be
up
a
for.
month
It's not gonna
thing.
be
Yeah.
It's not gonna take a couple months. It's gonna take years.
Years.
So,
Because you
like-
have to undo those traits.
Facts.
And you have to build up the consistency. and-
Exactly.
And you have to do a complete 180, but the 180 don't happen in a year.
That's why it's so
Yeah.
good to start early.
Yes.
Like where we at now is a good time because we don't want to be in our 50s and just now starting to try.
That's what I'm saying. And
That's
it boils
hard.
down to
Yeah,
because you
that's-
have some situations where people have people around them telling them like, "Hey, bro, like you on some bullshit," and they still want to do what they want to do. So at
Exactly.
that point, that's a choice.
Yeah, that's who
Yeah.
you
Now
are.
the ones I give a little bit of grace is who may not have had it around them, but there's still something in you that knows this
Like,
is
you
right, this is
know.
wrong.
Yeah, you
know
know.
you're doing some bullshit,
Yeah.
but you've been able to skate, or you haven't even been able. You haven't had to been held accountable.
You haven't
for
been
your
humbled
choices.
yet.
Yeah, you haven't.
Life
humbled.
hasn't humbled you yet.
Yeah.
And sometimes, with some people, life has humbled them, but they still don't learn. They still
They
want
still don't learn.
They still don't
Yeah.
learn. And those are people you like, yeah, no.
You gotta separate because it's going. They can put you in a situation where now you done fucked up, and now you done worked and built up a lot of shit for yourself, and now even by you giving them because they'll throw bait out.
Facts.
They'll throw bait out to test you. Mm-hmm. They might not be, but yeah, let me like it could just be that's who they are, but you can't fail at tests. Yeah. You got to pass that one because like no, bro, I got too much riding for myself. Well, I'm gonna give you this is the same shit a different year.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep giving into the same bullshit. Now you don't fuck up my mood. Yeah. You don't fuck up what I had going on for the day because I'm entertaining your. I'm not doing that no more.
Nope.
Yeah. No, sorry, can't do it.
Gotta be selfish.
I have zero
about
tolerance for people who continue to do the same shit over and over again. And they can feel however they want to feel. That'd be my thing. Like you can feel however you want to feel. I'm not entertaining that shit no more. You could call me whatever.
Yeah. Absolutely. There you go.
Yeah, because it's either going to be on you to fix it or you just going to fall by the wayside. But I'm not going to fall at the wayside with you.
No, you ain't taking me down with you.
You're not taking me down with you, bro. You can't. And you, unfortunately, you have to carry family that way sometimes.
Unfortunately, which is sad. Because when I think about my childhood with my cousins and my aunts and my uncles, like we had so much fun. We were so close, so tight-knit. And now it's so different. But at the same time, it's like I can't dwell on the past. Yeah. And you got to realize like we all grow up and sometimes you grow apart.
Sometimes people change and sometimes people grow apart. Yeah.
Exactly. But we still family. I still love you because we family. But in my brain now I ask myself, if we weren't family, would I even want to be your friend? That's something to ask myself now.
Yeah, because just because you family don't mean you can treat me any type of way.
Exactly. Like I had that conversation with my mom the other day. Like if you weren't my mom, would I still want you as a friend? Like would I still want you in my space? And that's how I look at everybody in my family now. Like if we weren't cousins, would you be my friend? Like, would you be somebody I would want, that I would actually want in my life? Yeah. Because family, that's blood relation. But at the end of the day, like with friends, those are family that you created.
Facts.
So, you know.
And like, listen, when I look at my mom, that's somebody I would be friends with.
Oh, I love my mama. That's my girl.
You get what I'm saying? And it's like,
we would be besties.
Too, grandfather, same thing.
Nah,
my grandmother, and I spoke about it on the podcast before, my grandmother, not so much, but I still love her. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, because without her, I wouldn't be here. Yeah. And I've been open about this on the podcast, even when I talked about my experience with therapy. But it's like, that's just what it is. I still love her at the end of the day, but we're not cool like that. That's just what it is. Yep. And when you get to a certain point, it's like, that's just what it is, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they either not going to be okay with it, or they just, they charge it to the game. I'm the type of person, I charge it to the game. Yeah. And I do that with everybody. But with me, with family, I give family a little bit more grace than I do a friend, because we're blood at the end of the day. I might have to deal with you a little bit more. But also, that's why I also had to come to the realization that just because we're family also, I'm not gonna allow you to carry me a certain type of way.
Because family will run out. Them boys run the fuck out.
They'll run out because they know you're gonna give them grace.
I know they'll run the fuck out. You know,
no F all that.
Boy, you gotta have that boundary with them. Like
you have to,
because you
gotta have boundary with family.
Boy, run that shit the fuck out.
Some members don't have no boundaries. They don't. They just be like,
they feel like because you blood related,
it's blood related. They can do whatever. Yeah.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I fight family.
I ain't never fought family. That's crazy.
You haven't?
No, I haven't fought family.
I fought family.
I've never fought family.
I put a bottle on family.
Oh wow.
I don't know because
that's crazy. That's crazy.
But it happens. Like
that's why I feel like when I get to that point where I'm like trying to attack you. Oh yeah, no, you can't be in my space. Yeah, because I'm chill. Yeah, I am a chill person. But if you get me to that point, that's how I know I can't be around you when you get me out of my character. Yeah. So.
And that's honestly, that's how you do a thorough process. Ask yourself, if we was a family, would I be cool with that person? That would tell you a lot. That would tell you a lot.
Yeah, when I had that conversation with my mom, she was like, oh, well, I never thought about it that way. But I'm like, that's how I think about it now. Mm-hmm. If we weren't blood related, would I want to be your friend? Mm-hmm. And most of my family would be a no.
Damn.
So, it'd be like that. So.
You definitely do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Damn. We getting deep today.
Man, facts. That's crazy because, like, my cousin, in a sense, has said that to me one time. He was basically, it was just like, man, if I did not know this nigga would not know me. Like, basically, like, that nigga was like, if I did not know this nigga would not know me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's
because I understand people grow up, they change, and shit like that. But who you are core as a person shouldn't never do a drastic change. That'd be my thing. Like, you might not like certain things at 25 that you did at 30. Or you might not be interested at certain things that you was at 25 at 30 or at 40 at 50. That's cool, but how you go about treating people, you know what I'm saying? That just be my biggest thing. And one thing I can say about my mom has never wavered in terms of how she treat people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My mom's interests have changed. She looked at life different on certain fronts, and I respect that. But in terms of how she treat people, that has never changed. And that just be the biggest thing with people is, again, how you treat people, how you handle them. How you handle them when you're up, when you down. You know what I'm saying? And when my mom was up, it stayed the same. When she was down, it stayed the same. And I always look at people in terms of how they treat people when they up, when they down, because you're going to go through things in life. But the
love still got to remain the same.
Change,
the love. If you're going with somebody, you know, the love should always, you know, be the same regardless of what y'all going through. You know, whether if it's family, relationship, whatever, friendship, you know what I'm saying? As long as there's got to be some type of base of love and some type of base of respect.
Speaking of relationships.
Yeah.
We going to talk about that?
Go
okay, we here. We here.
Into it.
I was like, so Marcus, you in a relationship?
Yeah.
How long you been in a relationship?
6 years. Going on 6 years.
Damn.
6 years, yeah. 6 years. 6
a
years,
long
really 6 years
time.
going on 7 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, man, you go through shit, man. Nothing crazy, but you know, you go through, you know, you go
ups and downs.
You have ups and downs. You go through things.
Are you trying to get married?
Yeah, of course.
Oh. Okay.
So
so marriage. Okay, so you trying to get married.
yeah, I want
That's a
that.
goal.
You know, that's a goal. That's definitely a goal. If not marriage, then of course a life partner. But I'm
Facts.
pretty much I'm gonna get married. Like it's.
Why are you getting married? Like,
Me?
is that because you want to?
Yeah, I want to get married because I love the person who I'm with. And second, I want to get married because I want to have a family structure that I never had growing up. As a kid growing up, I never had two parents in the home. And when I used to go to other kids' house, I realized how much different their lives was and how much having that father there really changed them as a person. Like, they didn't have to go through some of the shit I had to go through with just be me, my mom, and my brother. They actually had structure. They had a base. They had foundation. I would find that in certain ways too. Like my Uncle Bobby, he was like my second, you know, father, and shout out to him because, you know, he helped raise me a lot. But as far as that everyday person, I didn't have that everyday person. Not to say that me and my father had like this, you know, real bad relationship, but you know, there was that point in times where like I remember like my mom and him divorced when I was like 2 or 3. I didn't see him again in the physical till I was like 10, 11 almost. So it was like a lot of just, you know, he would like send stuff and then he would send stuff thinking that I liked it. But I was like, bro, I don't like this shit because you're not asking me what I like because nigga, you're not here. And that's how I would process it in my mind. You know what I'm saying? And so like, you know, that relationship, you know, it's definitely gotten better. It's definitely gotten way better from when I was younger. But I just don't want my child to ever have to go through that kind of shit because it's like sometimes some people, you know, they'll say, you know, having a father didn't really change or things like that, but or you know didn't really affect them. But to me, it affected me because, you know, I would look at because my brother got to experience my father in the house. I never really got to experience him, so I always would wonder how was that like because my brother had pictures. He had things like that. My mom had pictures. You know, everybody had pictures. I didn't really had that much pictures, so I really didn't know because by the time I was, you know, growing into that stage, they was breaking up. So, and then we go from living one way, you know, 2-parent home, shit like that. Then we go to flip and go into a whole nother way, living in not so good areas, ask the people in the house. You know how that shit be. So then it's just like, damn, dog, my whole life would have been totally different if like my parents stayed together. And I would see that when I would go to my other friend's house. But where I grew up at originally, nobody had fathers in their crib. So it was like you don't really notice
like the
it.
norm.
Yeah, it's like the norm. Like nobody had a dad in their house. Like everybody from my next door neighbors to all my friends, nobody had their pops in the house. I couldn't look at one person and be like, okay, that's a functioning family. And it wasn't until I moved up to Latson and I ran to like who's one of my best friends now, like my dog Tyler. His mom and dad been together for damn near like 30-something years. And so when I went there, that's when I saw structure in the home. That's when I actually saw like, you know, a mother, a mother and a father together with their kids like that. I mean, I had my Uncle Bobby and shit, with his wife and my cousin, but as far as on a friend level, excuse me. As far as like on a friend level, that's the first time I truly saw that, like, damn, bro, like that man really like love his wife. His wife like really love him.
That part matters.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They
a
love
good relationship.
Yeah, a good relationship.
Yeah.
Because I had never seen that before. So I want that. You know what I'm saying? I want to have that because I feel like that's something that I never really like had growing up. So if I could provide that for my seed and like really be them to like teach them very, valuables and lessons along with my partner, because I know my partner is the same. I chose the right person for me. Nice. So I know that when we take this step together, we both align with certain things.
Damn.
We both kind of have the same views on certain things, how we want to raise our children, what we want to feed into the children. So, picking out your partner is the most important thing.
Important decision.
That is important.
It's important things, and I feel like I found me a partner who I could grow with, and somebody who, when when times are down, we still with each other, and when times are good, we of course we'll be great with each other. But with somebody you could be very open with, as far as communication is concerned. There's going to be times where you don't see eye to eye, but you got to learn how to agree to disagree to an extent. Now, some things are like non-negotiable, of course, but the things you can agree to disagree on, y'all could, as long as y'all have kind of an understanding of each other, then things will work out. But yeah, you just gotta find that that person to do that with. But
damn.
So let me ask you this. So just in terms of like your mom and your dad, did you know why your mom and dad wasn't together?
I know why. I knew why.
You don't have to deep dive.
No, I'm not going to deep dive into it.
Was
but
it just basically like
it was definitely
work?
infidelity. You know what I'm saying? So like that's I ain't gonna get too deep, but it was definitely that.
Yeah.
So do you feel like, and the reason why I asked that is because I know in some cases. And I had this conversation with my mom last year on her birthday, actually, and she this is the first time she expressed it to me. But do you feel like if your mom and dad had stayed together, it would have been best for the family?
Well, I mean, with him doing what he was doing,
I feel like that's something.
Nah, probably not, and that's probably why my mom fucking left, because my mom was like, man, hell no. Like, as soon as my mom got a whiff of some shit, she was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
She was like, hell no. She got up and she slid. So it probably, I mean, that's why, certain people have a certain threshold of where it can take shit.
Facts.
And some people like, nah, fuck that. I'm out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because my mom said something to me. She was like, sometimes she felt like she should have stayed with my dad so we could have did the father son thing. And I said, if anything, I think that would have been the worst thing you could have did, because I think it would have ruined you.
Yep.
You staying because of me wouldn't have made the situation better.
Nah.
Nope.
And I feel like a lot of times people are staying because of the kids. I had this conversation with my homeboy like some years back, and he told me, man, like, I only stayed because of the kids. And I said, bro, well, you wasted about 3-4 years because of the kids, and you could have saved yourself the time and the heartache. And I feel like you don't want to follow yourself into a trap, because me and her was having this conversation before the show also. And somebody had asked on Twitter, somebody asked her, what are you willing to sacrifice to have a long marriage and a family? And of course, people had their different answers in the quotes. And if you want marriage, that's 100% great.
Yeah.
But you also, it can't be nothing to where you feel like you're obligated to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It has to 100% be a want, because if you fall into that trap of feeling, well, I got to do this because of the kids, or this is what I'm supposed to do, then it's like you're going to just be going through the motions. Exactly. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And I know some people who, when they do it, it's 100% a want, and it's beautiful. I don't want people to, because I've had homeboys have asked me advice and shit like that, because even with and I spoke about this before too, even with my relationship, when I was together 3 years, towards the end of it, after reflecting, I felt like I would have been getting engaged more out of obligation than want.
No, okay.
And I felt like had we still been together, it would have went to the wayside. I felt like I was getting to a point where it was like my whole perception on relationships is different than what it was. Then 2017 to 2020 is different now.
Yeah.
So like for me, like it's just like that's not something that I, yearn for as far as a marriage. I more so personally just love experiencing people time, and because I love being responsible for myself. I hold that to a high regard. Some people may say that's selfish, but I think in some cases,
it is who you is.
In some cases, selfish and selfishness can be good. You see what I'm saying? Because my whole thing is like, when a relationship is work. It's work I'm not willing to put in. That's me personally. It's work I'm not willing to put in.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, at least you gotta put in. You gotta put in the work. You gotta sacrifice other things other than yourself.
100%. Put somebody else before yourself.
Yeah, you gotta put somebody else before yourself. Some people, that's there's some people they can't do it. They just don't feel like doing it right now. Maybe they might feel like doing it a little, years later. Yes. And some people just don't want to do it at all.
It could change, but like as of right now, somebody was asking me, I just be like, no, and. I know, because as a person if you okay with something and when you not.
Facts.
Yeah. And so when I sit back and even when I was having a conversation with my therapist, it's like, damn, like I felt like I was going down a road of not only just hurting me, but hurting my partner. You see what I'm saying? Because she's probably affected by that too. But I was so caught up in quote unquote making it work.
Yeah. And
sometimes that's when, if you find yourself asking yourself that, then no. But if you have somebody and that's both y'all intentions, both y'all goals, then it's cool. See, like with me, that's why I'm always good, because I never lie about my intentions with women.
Yeah.
So they either are with it or they're not.
Facts.
And then, of course, over time, you never know. Hey, by the time I turn 35, 36, my wants could change. But people have to understand it's a want. You have to want that. Yeah. You can't make it, it's an obligation. And I felt like it was a good conversation I had with my mom. But that's why I asked you that, because sometimes you might not have had the conversation with your dad or your mom as a while. Like, damn, why we ain't had the family structure? Because I didn't grow up in a two-parent household neither. Yeah. But when I got old, as a kid, I'm naturally like, why my mom and dad not together? Yeah. When I got older and I get both the stories, I'm like, man, y'all should not have been together. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, and it's cool. Yeah. Because I love both my parents. Without them, of course, I wouldn't be here. But just as I got older, understanding the adult aspect of it, them being together just would have went.
It would have been worse.
Yeah, it would have been worse. It would have been worse. It would have been doing nothing but hurting me, essentially.
Yeah. It's true. But it's like a catch-22, because depending on your situation is, it's like, you ain't got no father in the house, and now you have no father in the house.
It's still the father's responsibility, regardless of where he at, to make sure that he's in you and your son's life. That's another thing. It's still no excuse now.
But sometimes I've seen, like, when the man divorces the woman, it seems like he divorced the kids too.
Yeah, that should never happen.
But I've seen that happen where, like, when they're not with the mom anymore, it's kind of like they kind of just away from everybody.
Away from everybody.
Which is not how that should happen, but that's how it happens. Yeah. And I mean, like, for me, like, my dad was not involved very much in my life, but I had a stepfather. So that's why I always thought, I'll be okay, because I had a dad, like a stepdad or whatever, and he was married to my mom, but they weren't together. They're not together anymore. But I thought that maybe that would fill that void. But it's something about, like, the void still isn't filled because he's not actually my dad. Like, my actual dad was, like, very inconsistent in my life. Which has played a part in how I deal with men as well, unfortunately, which is why I was in therapy. So, like, you don't realize, like, you still need both parents involved in your life.
100%. Even if they're not together.
Even you can have, like, somebody to try to fill a void, like you said your uncle did.
Yeah.
But it's still not the same.
It's not the same.
That's not your dad.
Yeah, it's
not your dad. And that I had a stepdad, but, like, he's not my dad. That's not the person that brought me into this world. So it's still that void. That now at 33, like, I just saw him last week. We spent time together, and I'm being more open-minded and telling him how him not being involved made me feel. So, because a lot of times I like to avoid confrontation. So I wouldn't tell him what he did that hurt me. I would just avoid him. But now I'm trying to, like, be more, like, upfront with him about my feelings about how I felt about him not being involved. Yeah. And it wasn't just me he wasn't involved with. He wasn't involved with nobody's life. He got 5, 6 kids.
Yeah.
So it's not like he was involved in one kid's life and then forgot about the other.
So
he just was not
like how you feel.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like, he just was. Some people just ain't meant to be parents. Yeah. Unfortunately, you don't want to say that, but some people just shouldn't be parents. But I know how you feel. Like, you want a 2 household. Like, you want both parents in the household. Yeah. See, for me, I can do a long-term partnership. But I do not want to be married again.
Okay, and that's another thing.
I can kind of get with that. I can get with that.
I can get with that. And see, that's the thing. God forbid anything happens to if we know what happens. But I only got one enemy. That's it.
Married? So my dad married 4 times.
Whew.
I only got one in me,
I was
and that
one and done.
it.
And I never got
I
to
got
ask
one
him.
in me, and that's it.
I never
Yeah,
got
yeah.
to ask him like what made him do it 4 times, like
Because he don't want to be alone.
that's a part of it.
Yeah.
But I want to kind of leave that on the like questionable side because I never really got to ask him.
Yeah.
But that's a part of me feel like that too because I've always known my dad to have a woman. He's never not been with a woman. Even when my mom wasn't with him, he was always involved with somebody.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he's been married 4 times. Me personally, I can't go through 4 times of telling somebody different vows or the same vows. Me personally,
No.
but just marriage in general, that's not my thing. I could be with somebody as a life partner, but as far as a marriage,
Oh, yeah.
no, because I just look. No, it's like I said, the work aspect, and then just the want to. You see what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people have to be honest with themselves. You can't fall into the trap of what you feel is the right thing to do.
No,
you
you
gotta
gotta
do
do
what's
it.
best for you,
Yeah.
and you can't worry about what nobody else feel
Facts.
about it because you have to live with that decision,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
them. You get what I'm saying? And you not
Yeah.
also affecting yourself. You affecting the other person that you dealing with.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times when these conversations come up, because we don't engage on that too much on here as far as like the goofiness of it. But it's like that's a constant conversation. And what I always say is people just have to be honest with themselves and the people that they're dealing with. And a lot
Yeah.
of this shit won't even be a conversation.
Facts.
Because at the end of the day, it's your life. You can live it how you want.
Absolutely.
But you have to move right. You have to
Yeah.
treat people right. And you just got to be honest. Don't lie to nobody about, just because you might be trying to get some ass or you might just be trying to take some time, whatever the case may be. You just got to be honest about it. So it's just a lot of people have great experiences with marriage. I've seen a lot of great married couples. And then I see some people who say, I've done it one time. I don't want to do it again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a one and done type of gal.
Yeah,
So I'm good now.
Yeah, but
I don't knock it though. Like if people want to get married, like how you say you want to get married,
Yeah.
kudos to you. Do your thing. Do what feels right for you. But like you say, you got to know yourself. I know I can't do marriage.
Yeah.
That's not my thing. Like I tried it. I wanted it to be forever. It didn't last forever. But now I know myself better, and I know I can do long-term partnership. But there's caveats to that too.
yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I gotta find somebody that's like equal-minded for me when it comes to relationships. Like I need somebody open-minded.
Do you feel like
Open-minded, like open-minded, open relationship kind of minded, or
I've
just
done
like
open relationship before.
oh okay,
Yeah.
my whole thing be because I kind of get what she's saying because my whole thing is like, bro, like I don't believe we were put here to be one person, but I think we're capable of being one person. But I lean more towards the
But forever though.
that's my thing. Throughout my lifetime, I can't see myself just even on a sexual level being just intimate with one person for the rest of my life. I can't see that.
you just gotta bond, man. You just gotta have
I
a
guess
bond.
You can have that,
You
but
gotta
here's the
have
thing.
a
There's
bond. You gotta
also
bond with them.
and it also boils down to the discipline because so remember like the message that I put in the group chat for the girl. I was like, I was cool on you and shit.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
There's also a certain type of discernment that you got to have with people you deal with too. Even
Yeah.
on sexually, like just that don't mean just because that's what you want, you're not just hitting anything or you laying
Yeah.
down with everybody.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying too?
yes.
There is also a due diligence of who you lay down with in terms
Yeah.
of a partner, but. I like as I got older, bro, like the mental of just being with one person forever, that's just not my thinking.
Okay.
Yo, even when I was in an open relationship, I was not here like with everybody.
Yeah,
I wasn't doing all
yeah.
that. It
And
wasn't
you gotta
that.
communicate too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like you have the option if you want it, and we can be adults and talk about it if we want to or if not, because it just depends on the other person. Do y'all want to talk about y'all fucking with other people, or y'all want to just like, long as you safe? Like,
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
this conversation you have to have.
The pretty much like what's understood don't got to be explained.
Yeah, so like, yeah, and it's probably, oh God, like being a woman and kind of saying like monogamy and how you feel about it. Sometimes women might look at you crazy if you like, I don't, monogamy. Do I care? Is that something I strive for? Is that something I want?
It's just
Can I do it?
Yeah, it just depends. Like you say, you got to know who you are as a person. And some
Yeah.
people, they're
This is
fine
why I'm
with
single.
that. Yeah, some people, like you say, you know who you are.
Yeah.
They know what they like. They know what they don't like. They're pretty
Exactly.
firm on that.
Yeah,
and they know how to maneuver in that. And then
Yeah.
anybody who they fucking with, they're gonna lay that out to them. And then whether they rocking with it, yay or nay. And
Yeah.
that's
You just have to
kinda how
find
it goes.
somebody that is on your same wavelength when it comes to that.
Because universally it's not a popular thing to speak against
It's
monogamy.
not.
Like when I was watching that Netflix documentary on Monogamy Explained, that's why I was saying the concept of marriage was to protect family values. It's not based on love.
It sure ain't.
I think that's just the optics of it. Yes, of
That's
course you gotta love somebody.
Love thing.
But it was to protect family values. But
it's a contract.
Marriage is fairly a new thing. It's not old. It's not it's not that. It's like when you think of human evolution, period.
Yeah, and then,
it's not really a old thing. That's something that's fairly new.
And I can say a lot of marriages for financial, purposes.
Oh, it has its benefits now.
Yeah,
It does.
Absolutely.
For financial purposes.
If I do it again, it's gonna be for money.
but for me, like I said, it's where you have that that union between you and your significant other, the person who
and you've been blessed to have somebody who has the same views as you.
Has the same views as me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
facts.
I'm just going chill with that, and like I said, God bless. God bless and hoping that it do work, but for God forbid that for some reason shit don't work out, whatever the case may be. Then I could say at least I tried.
Right.
I tried.
Absolutely.
I tried. Did it with the person who thought it was supposed to be with. Didn't happen, and I'd never get married again.
Because you always hear the crazy stories about people finding out about certain. And I'm not saying people don't change, but the drastic shit I be hearing, it's like, bro, you've been with this person for X amount of years, and they never even hinted at showing you this type of behavior. That's what I'm saying. For you being with your woman for 6 years and doing a thorough process, because I talk to you, I know you're a type of, you do a thorough process of people. So if there was something that you would have been separated yourself, but a lot of people aren't fortunate, or they don't really do the proper process of knowing their partner before they get into a serious commitment.
And then there's gonna be certain things where you're gonna have to analyze. Okay, is this
that's what you want.
Is this what I can put up with? What can I put up with? What can I not put up with?
Yeah.
The things I can't put up with, I'm gonna ask my partner. I'm gonna let them know, hey, these are the things that I'm not fucking with.
Facts.
And then they're gonna hopefully they respect you enough to be like, you know what, I'm gonna try my hardest not to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you kind of just you go from there as far as just having the love grow and just going. You go through your things, you go through your ups, you go through your downs. But at the end of the day, man, as long as you staying solid and as long as you know that at the end of the day, y'all still, like I said, it's love and respect for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you don't love me anymore, you at least have some decency and some respect for me.
Yeah.
And and then for that, it's just as long as we have that, then we have some basis to work on as far as like everything else. But it's just kind of like love and respect.
Facts.
Because on the love end, of course we're gonna love each other, but of course on the respect end, that's just us as individuals. We gotta respect each other.
Facts.
The respect can't be wavered.
No, it can't be wavered, bro.
Love go up and down.
It sure does.
Sideways, all that shit, but the respect can't waver.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I still gotta have enough respect for you to tell you the truth about certain things, and give you the options of certain things, and then you still gotta vice versa for me. You still gotta give me that same option or give me that same
Yeah, don't take nobody's choice away.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Still give me my choice. So
don't manipulate nobody. What was a positive you took away from marriage, if there was any? Is there anything that you can highlight as a positive?
It was all bad.
No,
all bad,
no. I ain't about to say
that maybe help you think the way that you think now.
The positives that I took from marriage.
See what I'm saying? Like the Erris, it couldn't have been all bad.
It wasn't all
man.
bad. No, like we did love each other, like for real. I just learned a lot about myself as a woman. Like I grew a lot in that marriage.
Things you thought you liked, you didn't like?
It was exactly like I feel like if I wasn't in that relationship with that particular person for that long, like I wouldn't be who I am now. So I don't like it was a lesson. I grew a lot. I learned a lot about myself, and that's where I started to take accountability for myself. Because in the beginning I did like put it all on him, but like I had to look back on myself and be like, there's things that I did as well. Because it takes two to end a marriage.
Facts.
Yes.
Like you can't just blame it all on one person.
No, you chose that.
Exactly. I chose that. So, and honestly, like, I don't have any, I talk shit, but I don't have any real animosity towards him. I wish him the best, honestly, truly. But like, you just know like y'all just weren't meant to be, and that's
okay.
And and that's okay. Like I grew as a person. I wouldn't be like I grew with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I met him when I was 19.
Yeah.
That's a lot of growth.
That's a lot of growth.
Yeah.
So it's like
19 to like 28, I feel is a big
fast.
pot
Yeah.
of changes.
That's
and
a lot.
realizing what you
And you're
like
going
don't
through
like.
that, and
Yeah.
you're going through that with somebody.
And you going through that with a
and that's the only
person.
person. That's essentially like the man that you knew only and the most. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
you knew them the
know.
most.
Exactly.
That's a long time, and
That's-
then you just gotta think even the changes that you make post 25.
Facts.
And then you still with that person. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you grow. What you might have liked at 19, you might not like at 28.
Exactly.
And then you got to be real with your partner and discuss like, hey, you know, the things that I like back then, I don't really.
And
like
that's when
now.
you really understand who you
gotta,
dealing with.
So then you know, okay,
Y'all
what do
gotta
you like
grow
now? Yeah,
together.
that's what I'm saying. So what do you like now? Okay, I'm into this, and this. Okay, that's cool. Well, now I'm into this, this, and this. So you know, we're growing on a level as far as like, you know, our interests are growing. We're getting more older. You're into this more. I'm into this more. You know, where can we find a median on certain
Facts.
things? And then once you find a median, then you find your sweet spot.
I think also though for me though, I'm glad that I went through that relationship because I think for my life and where it's at now, me being 31, I'm glad I was able to have the balance of being single, being in a serious relationship.
Yeah.
Well, I was in a post-high school relationship, but I don't really charge that much as far as the seriousness.
Yeah.
Then I was single, and then I got in a serious relationship at 25, was together until I was 29, and now I'm back single again. So I'm glad I was able to have that for the balance aspect and the experience. So I was able to experience single, serious relationship, almost engaged, and now it's like, okay, I understand more of where I am as a person. I think a lot of people also don't want to be real about like it's okay, bro, because you can't fall under the pressures of what people are gonna say to you based off of. It's funny because I was having this conversation with this woman, and we real cool or whatever, and she jokingly was like, "Oh my, like she wants me to have a girlfriend so bad because she feel like that would just, you know, it would be a good look for me. It could help elevate me." But I also had to tell her at the same time too. That sounds good, but you got to understand, I have to want it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And just being with one person in this part of my life right now is just not going to be, it's not going to be fair to her. It's not. It's not going to be fair to her. For me being honest, where I'm focused at, the work I'm at, the work I'm putting in, and I don't want you to have a bad light on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to have that. So that's why for me, it's just like, hey, do what we do, but a lot of people ain't being honest, not only with themselves, but with other people, and that's where the problem come in.
It's okay to be alone. It's okay to know
A lot
that
of
you're
people
not ready
can't.
to be in a relationship.
A lot of people can't.
And that was my problem too, because I've always been in relationships. I don't know how to date.
Okay.
Like we talk and then we together for years. Like that's the type of person I always been. Like it's never like, whoa, you date a little bit. Like I never even been on dating apps. I was on Tinder.
I never been on a
I was
dating
on
app.
Tinder for 2 weeks and I deleted it because I was like, oh no, this ain't for me.
You're like, you must be like a very like a lover person who loves hard. Then like
I
very
hate
emotional.
that. Like
Yeah.
I am very
Yeah,
emotional, and
yeah.
I'd be like, once I find my person, you're mine. Like that's how I
Yeah.
am. But now I'm like, you know what, Erris? Be alone. It's okay. Like I am okay with being by myself now because I know I'm not good for a man right now. Like I know that about myself. Like I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be whatever any man wants me to be. If you want me to be like long term, just me and you, I'm not ready for that. And I know that about myself right now. I am totally focused on me, myself, and I. Like I literally got out of a relationship because I could not be what he wanted me to be, and I know that.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
respected him enough to not waste his time.
Waste of time, yeah.
I ain't for you right now. Maybe later I could be for you, but right now I am not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
you don't
good.
deserve to get your heart broken.
Yeah, because a lot of people just drag the other person through the process.
I'm not about to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
That
that
shit
to
is
nobody.
crazy.
Because I've been through that. I've been like that person who somebody strung along. And I'm like, I know that shit sucks.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
And I'm not going to do that to somebody else, especially if I love you and respect you enough. That's where that respect comes into play.
Yeah.
When you respect them, you won't do them like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, let me just be by myself. I ain't trying to be outside, though, either.
It's
I don't want
secure,
nobody.
It's a secure thing.
It's
It's a secure thing.
I
Like,
want
did
a
it-
dog.
I
That's
did it
all I
with
want.
my-
I don't want a man.
Yeah, you gotta like I asked my therapist this, and then they had like a test that was going around that basically tells you if you're they had like different secure, anxious, all that other
I'm
shit.
anxious.
So for me, I was secure, and it basically said that I'm okay with being with somebody and being by myself.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are not okay with being by themselves. They need that companionship. They gotta have somebody with them every single night.
Yes.
Da da da. This that, and the third. But you also got to balance that because you could fall into a trap of, well, you only feel like this at night.
Yeah.
And then when the sun come up, like I'm back.
Yeah,
to,
like I'm
and then
good.
you know I fall back into it. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you have to know yourself and like,
Yeah.
you know if you're secure or not, or like the other said, like anxious or
Yeah.
you know other shit that still might be fucking with them. But you have to just be honest with it. So
Yeah, I think it was secure, anxious, or like what's the other one, like distant or something.
Distance or some shit like that.
You're the
Yeah.
person who is like hands off, like you kind of like you're the person that ghosts people.
Yeah.
That's a distant
Yeah.
person. The anxious person is the one who's like, oh my god, this person could leave me at any time.
Probably
I'm nervous.
calling them.
Yeah, like you calling them.
If
If they don't call, they don't text back in a certain amount of time. You nervous.
Yeah.
Like that's the anxious. And then secure is how we all want to be. We all want to just be secure in a relationship. You know that person is like that person. They're not trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
But like you're still all in a relationship, but you're still an individual.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of people don't want to also understand the reality of humans are gonna human at the end of the day, even if you're in a relationship. So you might think you may, and I'm not saying you don't know your person, but there could be a day where somebody wake up and say, "Hey, I'm not feeling this no more."
Yep.
You can't let that allow your whole world to get crushed. You're gonna be upset about it, but you can't. That is a reality, and a lot of people don't have the reality because of the fairy tale aspect. It's like a person could tell you one day, like, "Yo, like, I'm not feeling." Now, whatever the reasons may be, whatever, cool.
Yeah.
But I think when people will start being more honest about themselves, all these conversations will kind of just be over and done with. As far
Yeah.
as the goofiness aspect, because it should never turn into a men versus women battle.
But that's all it is.
That's
on
what
social
it, that's,
media right now.
that's what it be, a men versus women.
Every
thing.
time I go on Twitter, it's like man versus woman. And I'm like, oh god, that's a headache. I can't.
It's just a
That's why I'm
bunch
not on Twitter no more because I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I just be scrolling.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of hypotheticals, man.
Yeah.
That should be walking.
See a bunch of hypotheticals.
And then they do the extreme.
It's like, bro, we would, and 9 times out of 10, you would never be in that situation.
Exactly.
Like, why the fuck are you talking about
Got
this
all
shit,
this
bro?
passion for something that would never happen. I'm like, no,
and then
I'm
people
good.
just giving themselves long essays and
Yeah,
certain shit.
no.
It's like, come on.
No, I'm good on that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think anything else we covered before we am I missing anything? Anything else anybody else wanted to divulge?
No, I
think I
don't
said
think
enough.
I think we've had a
I
great
think I said
combo
enough.
today.
Yeah,
I think we've had a great combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was way different than my first time on here.
Yeah, it was. That was still a funny episode, though. See, now I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that.
No, I
Go
couldn't
back and
even
listen to
give.
that.
It was 2 hours. First of all, me and my homegirl that was with me
She
that
was,
day,
yeah,
she
I
was
remember.
like, "It was 2 hours." I'm like, "Yes, we were on it for 2 hours. It did not feel like that." And then I just felt like
Because
I was
it
so,
was a great time.
I was
It
like
a great
yelling in the mic, and I was so drunk, y'all. Like, I was drunk. I was like, I couldn't get past the first 30 minutes. I was done.
time. Wow.
I gotta rewatch
now
it.
I
I
don't
gotta
listen to
re-listen to that episode. I gotta re-listen to it now.
It was so
I know what
bad.
episode it was too.
It was bad. We are gonna name this one. Don't name it my Twitter name.
Oh no, I don't know.
No.
I don't know what I'm.
Growth.
I don't know. Yeah. Come on with a name.
Let's name
but,
it Growth.
Yeah, man, this was a good time. We definitely got to do this again, man.
Absolutely. I'll be home
Great
next year.
conversation.
The next year, and after my dog done
Yeah.
went to 7 different countries.
Once a year.
and-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, man. So, anybody got any shout outs or anything like that?
Just big up Mo, big up the city, big
Yeah,
up everybody, man.
Big up my dog.
Amen.
Start the year off on a good note, man, and keep
On
that
a good
momentum
foot.
going. Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
Keep that shit
Yes.
rolling, man.
Facts.
We in 20 before you know it, 2024 will be here.
Accountability, y'all.
Yes.
That's the word of the year. Accountability. Let's do it.
Wash your ass. Wash
Yeah,
your
but also
ass.
take chances on yourself, man. Even though if
Yeah.
if you don't think that it can pop, it might pop. So take that gamble on yourself, bet on yourself. That's all I got, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate y'all coming through, man. So like we say every week, man, if you hear anything on this show that gets you in your feelings, you feeling some type of way, always remember,
We're just the messengers. We out.